Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. Right there.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is AP's mic here.
Okay.
This is AP out at Rock Springs, Wyoming.
That's
Testing
really...
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Testing.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to kind of have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. Right there.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
This is AP's mic here.
Okay.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
This is AP out at Rock Springs,
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Testing.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to kind of have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Testing.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to kind of have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
This is AP right there.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
AP's mic here. Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to kind of have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. Right there. This is AP
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to have to kind of have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's right here.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3. Testing. AP's mic here. Testing.
Okay. So you're going to have it right next to your mouth. Okay.
Now it's
Big O Tires of Evanston presents Evanston Outlaw American Legion Baseball on KNYN, the Big Dog in Country 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com. Today's game is brought to you by these Outlaw supporting businesses and individuals. Big O Tires, the team you trust. By Castle Rock Chevrolet, Hoover Chiropractic, T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, Old West Stories and Productions, Dirty Harry's Pet Wash, Old West Design, Allstate, Casey Coukert Agency, Walmart of Evanston, Telegram to Good Health, Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston, Rocky Mountain Massage, Aspen Grove Nursery, Davis Chiropractic, and your scoreboard sponsor for today's broadcast is Uinta Physical Therapy. And now it's time for a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw American Legion Baseball on KNYN, the Big Dog in Country, 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Paul J. Wataha complex here in Rock Springs, the home of Post 24, the Rock Springs American Legion ball team. We're here as the Evanston Outlaws get set to take on today the RAWLINS Generals in the first round of the South District American Legion Baseball Tournament. Where, again, as I mentioned, we're here in Rock Springs. Opening pitch is scheduled for about 15 minutes from now. In the meantime, we have our pregame show. We'll let you know what's happened so far at this tournament. It's all here on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM, KNYN, with video live online at k-9radio.com.
Big O Tires welcomes you.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing, all the right service for all the right reasons.
Oil changes, fluid checks, healthy wipers, and the best tires. Big O Tires.
'Cause the extra mile's the way we go. We got you covered at Big O.
607 West Cheyenne Drive, Evanston.
Outlaws today is set to take on the Rawlins Generals. We're here at the Paul J. Wataha Complex, and time to set the scene. This is Ryan Steinekert here with A.P. Harold, the future voice of the Evanston Outlaws and the Evanston Red Devils. Adam, it's an exciting day. It's a warmer day, but the wind is going to kind of keep things cooled off a bit.
Wyoming baseball, folks, you're always going to have wind. You know that whether you've been in Wyoming for 2 weeks like me, about a year like you, or if you're a lifer. You know that the wind is a factor. That's equal for both clubs. I think one of the advantages that Evanston is going to have over this Rawlins club, Ryan, is that Evanston has a win earlier this season in the matchup.
Right. Now, a couple things to mention real quick before we talk too much about the matchup is so far in this tournament, Green River had a game was scheduled to take on Guernsey. Green River number 1 from the southwest. Guernsey was number 4 from the southeast, but Guernsey apparently short on players. They forfeited. So Green River earns the bye. They will move on and still have a chance to play for that number 1 spot tomorrow and Saturday, obviously. The game that just ended about 20 minutes ago, Rock Springs and Torrington. Rock Springs number 4 from the southwest. Torrington number 1 from the southeast.
And a beatdown by Rock Springs as they whip up on Torrington. The final, I believe, 18 to
5, I think, was the final.
Yeah, it was an absolute lambasting thrashing.
18-7. We just got the update from Adam Jaxa, who's running the camera for us here today, and it was an absolute thrashing. I think Rock Springs had a 12-13 run 6th inning to pull away, and that Archie Hay post 24, they have come on real strong here late in the season, and we'll talk about that because the winner between Evanston and Rawlins. Now, if Evanston can get the win, they're going to play Rock Springs tomorrow night.
And that would set up a fantastic matchup, which would be, but Evanston's got to take care of business first, Brian, at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. You know that Archie Hay, a fine American hero, he's looking down from heaven smiling today as his boys took care of business and took the Torrington Tigers and declawed the Cats.
Now, let's talk about here at the Wataha Complex. Beautiful afternoon. We're kind of looking where we're sitting straight behind home plate. We're looking out toward the northeast, and right field goes almost, I think, just about straight west or straight east, right? Left field line goes about straight north. A real nice complex here. The Outlaws, let's talk a little bit about what they did the last time they were in action. It's been a kind of a funny finish to the season. They were scheduled to take on Rawlins in a doubleheader. They decided to make that a Trappers game. Last Thursday, the 17th, Riverton was scheduled to come down to Evanston, finish out the regular season with that doubleheader. Riverton had to forfeit. And prior to that, the Outlaws, last time they were in action was at Green River, where, frankly, they got pasted 10-0, 12-2 in the doubleheader.
Anytime, though, in sports, Ryan, when you're on a roll, you want to keep playing. Conversely, Evanston, which has dropped, I believe, 6 in a row, not counting these forfeits, which obviously are just wins on paper. It's good to have that break, maybe get mentally refocused and see if Coach Kishbaugh, Coach Hoover can rally the boys as they move here into the postseason. As
for the Rawlins Generals, they've struggled all season long. Let's be honest. They started 0-15 before they won a couple of games. Wins were sparse early on, and they continue to be that way throughout the season. 9-34 is their overall record. They're just 2-10 in the Southeast Conference, a tough conference. Torrington and Laramie, very good ball clubs over there in that Southeast. But Rawlins, as I mentioned, they've struggled quite a bit this year against Southwest teams, 0-9.
They've had a tough year, but this is no time to feel sorry for them. If you're Evanston, this is cutthroat business of postseason. You got to go out if the Outlaws, take care of business today, and set up a huge matchup tomorrow, hopefully, against Rock Springs.
Now, these teams met up once real early in the season. It was on this same field. It was the I-80 invite, and Evanston got the win over Rawlins 10-5. That was the second game of the regular season for the Outlaws. I believe it was the first game of the season for the Generals. And a 10-5 victory for the Outlaws. Outlaws are going to be the home team in this one. They designate the higher seed is the home team for this tournament, so the Outlaws will be the home team, and Rawlins Generals will be the visitors. So they'll be up to start the top of the first inning. Adam? AP, anything else you want to touch on?
Well, you've got a short center field here, just 360 and 325 down the line. So if that wind does start blowing out and the pitchers elevate some fastballs, you could see a few taters, a few balls delivered not to the cheap seats, not that there are any out there, but you could see some round trippers.
We did see at least one of those in the Rock Springs-Torrington game earlier today. And this, as I mentioned, Rock Springs coming on strong. Evanston Outlaws are going to hope for a win here against Rawlins to match up with Rock Springs. The winner of this Evanston-Rawlins game matches up with Rock Springs tomorrow. in the semifinals. So with that being said, this has been the scene set. We're about 10 minutes away from our opening pitch. If you're watching online at k-9radio.com, you see the Outlaws down there in left field warming up. They'll be in the blue jerseys with the white pants for today. And Rawlins Generals mostly gray over there. They're down there near the right field, near their dugout over in right field, and some of the outfielders out in the field warming up as well. Just a few minutes away from our opening pitch, we'll have starting lineups for you. We've also got interviews from both coaches, Jonathan McNeese of the Rawlins Generals, and we'll talk with Coach Judd Kishpa of the Evanston Outlaws. That's all coming up on a Big O Tigers of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Hoover Chiropractic. Don't just mask the symptoms, cure your allergies with Dr. Hoover. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Old West Stories and Productions. For all of your website and graphic design needs, call the marketing experts at this radio station, 789-8116. And by Old West Design, helping sports teams and businesses dress for success. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
We're here pregame with Rawlins skipper Jonathan McNeese. And Coach McNeese, thanks for joining us.
Yep, no problem. Thank you.
You guys are here, tournament time, just like everybody else. Talk a little bit about your season.
We've had our ups and downs, a lot of downs this year. We've lost a lot of good kids, just quitting and leaving the season early due to, family issues and injuries and whatnot. But, we're starting to climb the hill now, and we're starting to play some good ball. And I think, we're going to bring our A game here.
You guys played Evanston once earlier this year. What do you know about this Outlaws ball club?
They're a good hitting ball club. It means we got to be spot on with our defense. I remember back when I played and Ross Kesterson was coaching them, and they were, a hard hitting ball club, and nothing has changed yet. So, we just have to be spot on with our D and come back and hit the ball and play some offense.
Tell us who you've got on the mound and a little bit about that young man.
I got Lucas Randolph on the bump. He's number 8. This is his last year. He's a spot pitcher. Very good thrower. He doesn't have a whole lot of velocity, but can spot up and has some good off speed that he can locate, get some good outs for us, good ground balls and good easy fly balls.
Coach, defense is one of the most overlooked parts of baseball, and especially the Wyoming wind. It can be pretty tricky. How have you guys looked of late with the leather?
Actually, we've been playing pretty good ball defensively. Our outfield is flawless lately. It's our infield that we've been struggling with for the most part, but they have really came around in the last couple of weeks. So, I think we've been working a lot on our infield and playing good D. So I think I have all the confidence in the world with them, to play good defense.
Finally, Coach, for folks listening back in Evanston, give us 2 or 3 guys we should look out for when they're at the bat for the Generals.
Well, our leadoff hitter, our center fielder, Cody Palmer, he's hitting .430 right now. He has really came around as a hitter. Also, Lucas Randolph, not only is he a great pitcher, he's also a good hitter. And our shortstop, Lane Potratz, has a lot of power when he uses his legs, but he has good hands and can whip that bat through the zone pretty well, too.
That's the fine third-year skipper of the Rawlins Generals, Jonathan McNeese. Coach, good luck today.
Thanks.
Thank you to Rawlins Generals head coach Jonathan McNeese for that interview. And we're less than 10 minutes away from the opening pitch and today's action here at the American Legion South District Tournament. You're watching the pregame show. Stay tuned. We'll visit with Outlaw head coach Judd Kishpaw in just a moment. Here on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
I'm a 75-year-old woman who had a low back surgery. After surgery, I had a lot of pain in my left leg. My doctor ordered physical therapy, and I chose Mark Brinkerhoff. He gave me exercises that I could tolerate, and now I have no pain, and I can walk as I always did. Mark seems to be very knowledgeable and experienced. I am very happy with my results.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw baseball sponsors. Telegram to good health. Click on the telegram at k-9radio.com. Uinta Physical Therapy. You have a choice of where you can get your treatment. Walmart of Evanston. Save money, live better. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Ryan Steinekert here with Coach Judd Kishpaw of the Evanston Outlaws. And Coach, you're down to crunch time now. It's the district tournament this week. How are you feeling about the way things are?
Yeah, I think we've had some good practices, and I think the kids are now realizing that we've got this last 2 weeks, and they seem to be really wanting to be here. We've got all the kids here, missing one, but we like our chances against our first opponent, which is Rawlins, and I think we'll be fine.
Let's talk about the way the season ended. You were all ready to host Riverton, looking for the sweep to get into that second place seed, heading into the district tournament, and they forfeited. What was the team's thoughts and feelings about that?
Well, they were actually, they were down. They were upset that they couldn't play because I think they were ready to face that. They wanted to enter districts with 2 wins and not get them the way we got them. I mean, that helped us, but I think we would have been just fine. We've figured out Riverton. So they're hungry, and I think they're looking forward to Thursday's noon game.
Is this gap between the last time you played at Green River, that doubleheader there, and districts, I mean, that's going to be about a 2-week gap without any games. Do you think that's going to help, or is that going to hurt, or what do you think?
If we can keep the butterflies out, I think it's helped. A lot of the kids had little nagging injuries and whatnot. They seem to be hustling pretty good. It is what it is. We're just going to deal with Thursday.
Speaking of throwing, who's going to be on the mound? Do you know who you'll have pitching against Rawlins Thursday?
I think we're going to go with housekeeper is what we've been kind of thinking.
You faced Rawlins once, I know this year. Have you faced them a couple times as far as the Outlaws and everybody on the team? Just one time?
Yeah, actually, with the whole team, it's just been that one time. Just because they're so far away, typically we've used to play them, 3, 4, 5 games a year. But since they've changed their region and gone over to the east side, then we've only been able to face them the once.
Anything else you want to touch on as you get ready for Thursday's first round of the district tournament?
Not really. We're just looking forward to that first game. That's the one we want to win first, and then we'll look on past there. We've looked at the bracket, but we're trying not to study that too much. We just want to take one game at a time.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks to Evanston Outlaws head coach Judd Kishpaw for that interview here on the pregame show. We're about 3 minutes away from the starting lineups and today's opening pitch at this district tournament on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws baseball here on KNYN the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw baseball sponsors. Davis Chiropractic, traditional chiropractor, traditional values with flexible payment plans. Aspen Grove Nursery, your full-service nursery. Uinta Physical Therapy, comprehensive assessment and treatment programs for your individual needs. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. The Casey Kukert Allstate Agency for all of your insurance needs, auto, home, boat, and recreational vehicles. See Casey Kukert, your Allstate agent. By Dirty Harry's Pet Wash. Clean house, clean car, clean clothes, why not a clean pet? Bath time can be magical. Make a splash today. Veterans are free at Dirty Harry's Pet Wash in the Monkey Shines Mall. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on a Big O Tires of Evanston, presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, KNYN 99.1 FM. Of course, you can watch online at k-9radio.com. If you're watching now, you can see that you win a physical therapy scoreboard. Still no score. We're just about to get underway here at the Paul J. Wataha Complex in Rock Springs, where the Rock Springs Archie Hay Post 24 just blew out Torrington 18-7 a few minutes ago in the first game of the tournament today.
Nothing like playing on your home field, I guess.
That's right. And it was interesting. I mean, it was fun to see. They had a good crowd out here, a lot of cheers, a lot of excitement from the Rock Springs fans. And Outlaws now taking the field to do the pregame. They're going to be the home team in this one, so they'll do their infield, outfield real quick, and then we'll get this one going.
And I'm very pleased to see that unlike in the Torrington Rock Springs game where both squads had orange jerseys, this is classic baseball. You've got blue jerseys and the bright white pants for Evanston and all gray trimmed in red for Rawlins, a much more aesthetically pleasing presentation for the clubs out there on the diamond.
Outlaws come into this one at 16-7 overall. They went 6-6 in the Southwest Conference. Rollins Generals 9-34 overall, 2-10 in the Southeast Conference. The teams have met one time. Outlaws won 10-5. But Coach Jonathan McNeese of the Generals said, we've had our struggles early on. We were missing some guys with baseball or basketball camps, football camps. He said, I remember him saying, but lately we've been getting better. We've been seeing some improvement.
Yeah, and if you're Evanston, you shouldn't think you're just going to come in here and walk over these guys and get the win. Rollins, you can compare him to a guy who's in prison for a serious crime and he's busting out and he's got nothing to lose because these guys have had a tough season. It's a brand new season. They're going to be loose. The pressure really is on Evanston to jump on these guys early and put them down because these Outlaws should, it does a lot of things in life, but sometimes it stumbles, should get the W.
It's also a little bit of a chess match because the Outlaws, there's no question their number one pitcher is Ian Fisher. And he's the guy you want when the game is on the line. He's who you want on the mound. They're not going to start Ian Fisher today because they're going to want him tomorrow, whether it was Torrington or Rock Springs. That's when they wanted Fisher to be pitching. Now, in a perfect world, they'd have 3 Ian Fishers and they could pitch all 3 of them Thursday, Friday, Saturday because they want another good one for Saturday's game, whether they're playing for third and fourth or whether they're playing for first and second.
You're exactly right, Ryan, and that's why baseball, or America's pastime, is a lot more interesting in terms of the strategy, certainly than basketball, and I would even argue than football because pitching is such a huge component of the game, and the guy on the bump at this level changes probably every 2 or 3 games in the major leagues. Certainly you've got a 5-man rotation. I think, though, that our skipper, Judd Kishbaugh, is making the right call by not going with his ace here,
right,
gambling a little bit and trying to get the W in the opening game so that you can have Fisher on the mound, hopefully tomorrow night under the lights, 7 o'clock, right back here in Rock Springs against the tournament host.
The Outlaws will pitch Austin Herford on the mound today. And let's give you the starting lineups right now as the teams, if you're watching online at k-9radio.com, you see Outlaws just wrapped up their infield, outfield warm-ups. So visiting team first, we'll go with the Rollins Generals. Batting first, number 10, center fielder Cody Palmer. Batting second is number 4, third baseman Nate Williams, followed by Lucas Randolph, number 8. He'll be starting on the mound today, starting pitcher for the Generals. Batting fourth, the cleanup hitter is that number 18?
18, Lane Podiatz, I believe is how you say that.
The shortstop. Batting fifth, number 5, Damon Wanger, and he is second baseman. Batting sixth, number 12, Dean Samora, the catcher. Batting seventh, number 16, Tristan Rothbun, the first baseman. Batting eighth is left fielder number 2, Jordan Cortez. Batting ninth, right fielder number 15, Colton Garlington. You want to go with the Outlaws for us, AP?
Sure. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineup for the the homestanding technically today. Evanston Outlaws. Tucker Leland will lead off, number 3. He'll be in center. Ian Fisher at short, bat second, wears number 12. Austin Housekeeper in the 3 hole. He's in right field, wears number 42. Cleaning up the skipper's son, Will Kishbaugh. He is at first base, wears number 24. Hunter Hicks, number 18, will be at second, batting 5th. Alex Richens at the hot corner of third base, wears number 4, bat 6th. Robbie Nowicki is in left, wears number 25, bat 7th. In the 8 hole, Austin, call me Berta Herford, number 13, who will also be on the mound. And concluding the lineup, Alex Housekeeper, who on the season has had just 2 official at-bats. He wears number 1, and he will be behind the plate doing the catching for the Outlaws.
Outlaws, later on in the season, we saw Will Kishbaugh move in behind the plate. We saw some different lineups, and one of those, we've seen a lot of different catchers between Hunter Daru, Braden McDonald, Will Kishbaugh for the Outlaws, and now Austin Housekeeper today. I'm talking with Coach Kishbaugh earlier this week. He said, you know what, we need to go back to what we started with. At one point in the season, the Outlaws went on a 9-3 run, and that was right in the heart of the season when they were starting Southwest Conference play, and they were looking really good. They went on a late season slide. You mentioned it earlier, 6 losses in a row, taking out those 2 forfeit wins over Riverton.
Really, if you're a competitor, you'll take the win on paper, but you don't consider that part of a winning streak, a forfeit win. You want to get one out there between the traditionally lines, the chalk lines.
So the Outlaws, a little bit of a different lineup than we've seen the last few weeks. And so Will Kishbaugh first. We got Alex Housekeeper behind the plate, and Housekeeper hasn't been in a lot of games, just 2 official at-bats this year.
Right, and that's something, Ryan, that certainly he comes from a baseball family. His brother's a fine player out there in right field, and the Housekeepers travel, I believe you told me, all the way from Mountain View to be a part of this team. So they know their baseball, but certainly a guy that only has 2 official ABs is a little bit of concern. But you've got to have a lot of confidence in a young man to put him back there and handle your rotation. And quickly, defensively, for Evanston, left to right, Robbie Nowicki, Tucker Leland, Austin Housekeeper. And then going third to first, Alex Richens, Ian Fisher, Hunter Hicks, Will Kishbaugh. As Ryan mentioned, Berta Herford on the mound, and the aforementioned Alex Housekeeper behind the plate.
Okay, AP, we just got word from our producer back in the studio that it's hard to hear you, and if you could get that microphone closer to your mug there, that'd be appreciated. But well, we're just moments away from getting this ball game underway. Again, if you're just joining us, earlier today, the Rock Springs in the first game of the tournament upset Torrington. Rock Springs number 4 from the Southwest, Torrington the top seed from the Southeast.
They took them out behind the woodshed, an old-fashioned beatdown.
18-7 was the final score in that ball game. Just a real beatdown by Rock Springs, who's really come on strong the last third of this season, I would say.
There are a lot of middling Big Ten football teams that would be happy to score 18 points on a fall Saturday. But 18 runs in a baseball game, that is explosion.
That's extraordinary. It certainly is. Also, one other note about this tournament, the Green River Knights will earn an automatic win. They'll win by forfeit in this first round. Guernsey was unable to field a team.
And there were only 7 teams, correct me if I'm wrong, to begin with in the tournament. Is that right?
Yes. In the Southeast, they only had 3 teams. No, excuse me.
Or was that the other side of the
That's the north side.
Okay.
They only had 7 teams, and now with Guernsey not fielding a team.
Hey, it's even.
The South has 7 teams.
7 up.
Green River will earn the win. They'll play tomorrow, and they'll play against the winner between Riverton and Laramie, which is the game that will follow this Outlaw General game.
And, Ryan, we all like to dream. We all have aspirations in life. And let's tell folks a little bit about American Legion Baseball. This is a lot like a lot of folks are familiar with the Little League tournament where you can keep going and going and going.
Yes.
This is the district tournament. You would then go to state, which I believe is in Cody. Is that correct?
Laramie,
excuse me. Laramie, and then
the top 4 from this district tournament qualify for the state tournament.
Right.
Laramie, keep going.
And if you win state, you would go to your former home of Oregon.
That's right.
And if you win out there in regionals, you would go to the World Series, which was it California? I can't even remember where. The World Series. I think North Carolina actually this year. But hey, we're getting way ahead of ourselves. And here with the play-by-play, Ryan Steinekert.
Thank you, AP. You mentioned one other thing is the umpires talking with Alex Housekeeper, the Outlaw catcher. You mentioned the Big Ten teams maybe struggling to score 18. out in Eugene, folks know in the Pac-12, 18 is,
that's half a first
quarter.
That's
a quarter, right.
Yeah.
Leadoff hitter for the Rawlins Generals, number 10, center fielder Cody Palmer. He hits right, and he steps in. Bit of an open stance, a pitch from Hereford way outside and down low. Housekeeper keeps it in front of him, but it's ball one. We're underway in this one. 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the first inning, obviously no score. Leadoff hitter is Cody Palmer for the Generals. Palmer takes the second one. That one's down low and just catches that strike zone right down the middle of the plate. Down low in the zone for strike one. So 1 ball, 1 strike now. Hereford, of course, he throws right. Here's the 1-1 inside. Palmer swings, and it may have gotten just a piece of it right back into Housekeeper's mitt, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Hereford up in the count. Hereford working quickly, and this one bounces out way in front of the plate, hits off of Housekeeper's helmet, and rolls out toward the first base dugout.
3-man umpire crew here for the tournament.
We've seen 2-man crew all throughout the regular season. They get 3 here for this district tournament. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Hereford. Outside corner, caught it, strike 3. Palmer strikes out looking.
Nice job there by Berta, starting strong, as you mentioned, Ryan, working quickly, and that always keeps your defenders on their toes behind you. 1 man down.
So Hereford, a first strikeout. That'll bring Nate Williams, third baseman, number 4, to the plate. He's also a right-handed hitter. First pitch way outside from Hereford. We thank you if you're listening at 99.1 FM, the Big Dog in Country, KNYN. Blooper right back up the middle. This one's going to drop and get through the defense. Williams runs it out. Outlaws didn't play it. Second baseman Hunter Hicks was trying to get there. He couldn't quite get to it before it hit the dirt. Even if he'd picked it up, I don't think he would have had time to throw Williams out.
Just a little bleeder up the middle that nearly died on the dirt before it scampered into very, very short center field. 1 on, 1 out.
That'll bring Lucas Randolph, the pitcher, number 8, to the plate. He hits right. Steps in with a runner on first, 1 down. First pitch, swung on, hit down the third base line. Just fair. It bounced right over that third base bag. And Leland, or Nowicki rather, comes up, throws to third. Richens can't quite hang on to it, and it was not quite in time to get Williams anyways, who slides in safe at second, or at third rather. Lucas Randolph in at second base.
Great job there by the number 3 hitter Randolph of chopping that ball over the outstretched glove of Alex Richens down the third base line. Second and third now. 2 runners scoring position for the cleanup hitter, Lane Padiatz.
Outlaws will play in tight on the infield. Suck in and maybe try to prevent a run coming home. Podiatz swings and dribbles it down the third baseline foul on the first pitch. And we've seen now two batters jump on that first pitch from Hereford.
Yeah, Hereford's certainly finding a lot of the zone, maybe too much of the zone here early against some of these guys at the top of the Generals' batting order.
Cleanup hitter Podiatz steps back in. He hits right. Here's the 0-1. And that one, outside corner, got it. Boy, that looked like a really outside half. I'm surprised Podiatz let that go.
He's in the hole now.
No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Top of the first, no score, but runners on second and third. Here's the 0-2 for Podiatz. Up high, he just gets a piece of it off the end of the bat, dribbles it over toward his teammate on deck, Damon Wagner.
Outlaws, we're playing our outfield straight away for the cleanup man.
Infield coming in tight. Here's the 0-2. This one popped up high down the first base line. Kishbach coming over. He calls off his teammates, makes the catch in foul territory. 2 down. Podiatz slams the bat on the dirt in frustration, and we have 2 outs.
Great communication there, and you wouldn't expect anything less from a skipper's son, as Kishbach early and often called off everybody, made the catch. 2 men down for Damon Wanger.
You saw Kishbach really have to adjust there at the end. The wind does play a factor here. We've got some pretty good winds coming in right about straight out towards center field, coming from the southwest. Here's the pitch for Wanger, and that one's down low in the strike zone again for Hereford. He's working that low end of the zone, strike 1. That may also be my angle. It may not be quite as low as I'm thinking. We're up high, straight behind home plate. Here's the 0-1. Wanger, little blooper down the right field line and out of play over the first base dugout.
Veteran plate umpire. He's got a deliberate call when he does issue a called strike, but so far his zone has been consistent.
Hereford up 0-2 in the count.
Correct.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, trying to get Wenger to chase one. He doesn't go for it, way outside and down in the dirt. Runners on second and third. A couple of singles in this first inning for Nate Williams and Lucas Randolph. Williams on third, Randolph on second. Hereford, here's the 0-2, or the 1-2 rather, inside, just misses for ball two. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, I believe, is the count now. On the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. No score here, top of the first. Oh, the 2-2. Back up the middle and coming in. Leland dives. He made it, but he dropped the catch as he hit the ground. It pops out. And with 2 outs, the runners are rolling. They score. Nate Williams from third. Lucas Randolph from second. And it's 2-0 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Tremendous effort there by Leland. His hat goes flying. He gets leather on the baseball, but the velocity impact of the human body colliding with the turf causes the ball to be dislodged. You've got to give that a 2 RBI single there for Wenger. 2-0 now on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Generals take the early lead.
That'll bring Dean Zamora, number 12, catcher, to the plate. Last time these teams played, Zamora 0 for 2, but he walked one and scored a run. That was clear back on May 3rd, right at the beginning of the season. Hereford now lines up. Zamora fly down the right field line. This one's going to go out of play. Kishpaw, oh no, it just stayed in. Kishpaw couldn't quite get it. Or it did go over that right field fence in foul territory and out of play.
You mentioned, Ryan, that a calculated decision by Coach Kishpaw. Hereford getting it across the plate. His velocity not quite what some of our other pitchers have, and that's why these guys are getting some good contact.
Richens playing in just a bit tight there at third. Here's the 0-1. Up high, just catches the strikes. a late signal from the umpire made it. I'm glad I was talking slow. That worked out all right. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Or is it 0-2?
0-2.
We had a foul ball and then that called strike. So 0-2. Now a foul ball down the third base. It dribbles down toward the outlaw on deck circle. And Zamora chops that one foul to stay alive. So a ball and 2 strikes, or 0-2, sorry. No balls, 2 strikes. Is that what you got?
0-2.
AP? Okay, thank you. 2-0 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. Rawlins Generals with the lead. Here's the 0-2. Kishpaw throws it down to first as Wenger had a pretty good lead off that bag. Or it's not Kishpaw behind the plate. Housekeeper throws it down to first.
And a little lackadaisical effort there returning by Wenger. He made it in plenty of time, but was not exactly in a hurry.
So that's ball 1. That last pitch was way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery from Hereford. Hit into the gap. Fisher knocks it down, slows it down, but it's going to be a base hit for Zamora. And that moves Wenger over to second base. Zamora on first with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. 2-0 lead for the Rawlins Generals.
Obviously, you like every inning if you're pitching or playing defense to be 1, 2, 3, but 4 hits so far and only 2 runs. If the Outlaws can get out of this with just 2 runs, I think it'll be okay. You don't want to have a big fat 4 or 5 there on the scoreboard, though.
Brings number 16, first baseman Tristan Rathbun to the plate. He'll take ball 1 outside. Rathbun, the first left-handed hitter we've seen in the Generals lineup today. He'll step back in with runners on first and second. 2 outs in the top of the first. And the Rawlins Generals leading 2-0. Rathbun takes that one up high and inside. Ball 2 from Hereford.
We're playing very shallow in the outfield. If Rathbun gets a hold of one and crushes one, he could have an inside the park home run.
Especially out there in left field. Nowitzki. Here's the pitch. Rathbun trying to find that over the outfielder's heads, and he swings and misses. Strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs. Top of the first. And again, a 2-0 lead for the Generals on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard with runners on first and second. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Rathbun, misses high and outside. Ball 3, and now Hereford in a tough spot right now.
An unfortunate time for him to fall behind really the first batter of the night. I think he's got the stuff to maybe overpower Rathbun if he can come right after it.
Hereford lines up. Here's the 3-1. Up high, trying to come after him and just misses with the fastball up. Ball 4. First walk of the ball game, and that puts us bases loaded with 2 outs. Wenger over on third, Zamora on second, and obviously Rathbun on first after the walk.
You hate to label anything critical this early in the game. This is a critical at bat. The number 9 hitter.
Number 8, isn't it? Jordan
8
Cortez.
hitter, excuse me, correct. I'm sorry.
Number 2, left fielder Cortez swings on the first one and fouls it back.
But this low in the lineup, you've already given up 2 runs. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. This inning can go either way depending on the outcome of this plate appearance.
And down 2-0 in the first is a lot different than 4-0 or 5-0 in the first. Here's the pitch from Hereford. He gets Cortez to swing and miss on the breaking ball.
I'd like to see him go upstairs here with the high out-of-the-zone fastball and finish off Jordan C. of Cortez.
No balls, 2 strikes on the count with 2 outs. Hereford lines up the pitch. Gets him to chase one a bit outside for strike 3. And Hereford gets out of the inning. Couple of strikeouts, but did give up 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. And it's 2-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head for the bottom of the first. Tucker Leland, Ian Fisher, Austin Housekeeper will lead off for the Outlaws when we come back right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM KNYN with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston. Everything you need to update the flooring, cabinets, and countertops in your home. Rocky Mountain Massage. Chronic pain management, stress reduction, and overall sense of well-being. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Bottom of the first inning coming up. The Outlaws in a little bit of a hole after the top of the first. 2-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And Hereford struck out the first, but then allowed a couple of singles, another 2-run single, and 4 hits, the 2 runs. They were, looking at what they did with the 4 hits, 3 runners left on base. Outlaws a little bit fortunate to be down just 2-0.
None of the balls were absolutely crushed. Even the double was a chopper over the third baseman's head on a couple of bounces. But I think that Hereford is a guy, he's down in your rotation, number 3 or 4 starter. He's going to pitch to contact, and that means the bats need to come alive here, quite frankly, Ryan, and help out Berta, as you can't expect him to go 9, and pitch a Greg Maddux-type gem. We need the guys swinging the aluminum here to more than play their part here in the opening round of the 2014 American Legion Class A District Tournament.
Lucas Randolph started the last time these teams met up back on May 3rd. He was the starting pitcher for Rawlins. The Outlaws, over the course of him pitching, I think he struck out 5 Outlaws, and he kept the Outlaws quiet. 2 runs in the first, second, and third innings combined, but then Evanston opened it up with 6 runs in the fourth to take the lead, and they held on to that lead for the win. But we do know the Outlaws can hit against Randolph. They did that day. They finished the game with 10 hits. What was that, 2.5 months ago?
And Braden McDonald out with an injury. But if you look at the top 7 guys in this lineup, all hitting .288 or better, including Tucker Leland at .329 as he stands in. Here's Ryan Steinecker.
We saw Leland as the leadoff hitter much of last season. He hasn't done that much this season, and swings and misses at the first pitch from Randolph, strike 1. Leland hitting .329 as AP mentioned. Outlaw center fielder. Randolph winds up. He's a right-handed thrower. Leland chases one a bit outside. That breaking ball fooled Leland enough, and strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes now. Leland steps back in. Here's the pitch from Randolph. High fastball, strike 3 as Leland chased it. And Randolph, boy, quick work. 1, 2, 3 pitches and 1 down.
Yeah, Randolph got ahead, then threw the nasty curve, got Leland in the hole, and then blew him away. That was the old good morning, good afternoon, good night, 3-pitch strikeout.
Brings Ian Fisher to the plate. Fisher hitting .380 this year. In games that we've broadcasted, Fisher hitting .456, and he lines one right into center field, but right at the center fielder who goes up high to make the catch, Cody Palmer. He didn't make not the greatest footwork. He didn't go back as far as that. I think that line drive just kind of carried on him a little bit, but he does make the catch.
Yeah, not a great read, but a fine play on the recovery there, but an encouraging sign as Fisher jumped on the first ball, hit a rocket, and that would have been a triple at least had Palmer not gloved that ball for out number 2.
Brings Outlaws right fielder Austin Housekeeper to the plate. Housekeeper hits right, takes ball one outside. That one broke a little too far for Randolph to get the strike. Housekeeper, 349 hitter this season. Swings on one, high fly ball into left center field. This one goes back, one hop to the fence. Housekeeper heading into second base where he'll stop with a stand-up double, 2 outs.
Little 2-out magic there off the bat of Austin Housekeeper as he nearly missed cutting the lead in half. He'll settle for the stand-up double with 2 outs, bring up Will Kishbaugh, the cleanup man.
Kishbaugh hitting .379 this year. He's had his coach, his dad, will be the first one to tell you too many strikeouts this year. But he does have a pretty good average, .379. We'll see if he can come up with something here as the Outlaws trail 2-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Housekeeper on second. Here's the first pitch for Kishbaugh. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
It looks like Randolph has got deceptive speed on his fastball.
I've seen a few Outlaws swing behind the pitch. Kishbaugh steps back in. Housekeeper, a short lead at second. Here's the pitch from Randolph. Outside, misses. Ball one. Ball and a strike with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Outlaws trailing on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard 2-0. Generals 4 hits and 2 runs in the top of the first. Randolph glances back at Housekeeper, now winds up the pitch for Kishbaugh. Grounder down the third base line, scooped up, the throw to first. Not in time! Kishbaugh beats the throw. Nate Williams over there took a couple of extra steps to get that throw off, and that allowed Kishbaugh to beat the throw.
That's simply baseball at this level. A lot of the guys, including the third baseman there, Williams, don't have the arm to do that much of a look back to the runner at second and still retire. A guy with the average speed at best. Kishbaugh hustling down the line, infield single, runners at the corners, 2 men down.
Outlaws with 2 hits with 2 outs here. Now Hunter Hicks to the plate, hitting .347 this year. He hits left, a different look for Randolph. Kishbaugh headed for second. They fake the throw, and now Housekeeper's in some trouble. He's going to be caught in a rundown. He's going to head for home. The throw is made. The Randolph tags him, and the Outlaws squander an opportunity with runners on the bases. And 2 outs. Housekeeper caught in the rundown, tagged out. So Hicks will get another opportunity at the plate in the bottom of the second inning. Meanwhile, bottom of the second, Outlaws, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. 2-0 is your score. Rawlins Generals lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. We'll be back with the top of the second right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM KNYN, with video live online at k-9radio.com.
Big O Tires welcomes you.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile. Revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing. All the right service for all the right reasons.
Oil changes, fluid checks, healthy wipers, and the best tires. Big O Tires.
'Cause the extra miles, the way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
607 West Cheyenne Drive, Evanston. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Hoover Chiropractic. Don't just mask the symptoms, cure your allergies with Dr. Hoover. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
The Outlaws get a couple of runners on in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs. Housekeeper doubles. Will Kishbaugh singles, but then Housekeeper caught in the rundown.
It was poor fundamentals there, base running for the Outlaws. That's one of the older tricks in the book, especially at this level of baseball, is you send the runner and then the catcher fakes the throw to second. And unfortunately, Housekeeper just caught too far off the bag at third. He's retired 2-5-3 on the putout.
That'll bring us to the top of the second inning. Number 9 hitter, Colton Garlandton. Number 15, right fielder for the Generals, and they're in a good position right now, leading 2-0 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, and they're right near the top of the order right at the top of the order after Garlandton. Garlington hits right. Hereford stays on the mound, and he drills one into left center field. Leland goes back and makes a great leaping catch, running toward left from center. One down. Wow.
Got to tip your cap to Leland. Kind of tipped his cap to himself after he made that catch. A fine effort out there in center field. And I tell you what, it's encouraging if you're a Generals fan to see your number 9 man jump on the first pitch and lace one into deep left center field.
Brings leadoff hitter Cody Palmer, center fielder, and he hits the first one, grounds it down the third baseline foul, hit it very well, and just about hit his coach over there.
That's a way to get taken out of the leadoff spot. Take the coach to the ER.
Here's the 0-1 from Hereford. Palmer lets it go. It's down in the dirt outside for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down here, top of the second inning. Outlaws trail 2-0 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Generals stranded 3, but they picked up 4 hits and 2 runs in the top of the first. Hereford winds up. Here's the pitch. Palmer again, just about the same spot. This time the other side of his coach. Foul down that third base line. And Braden McDonald just hanging out there for those foul balls.
I'd like to see Berta go to something off speed here ahead in the count.
Here's the 0-2. Outside corner. No, just missed. May have been a bit low. Ball and 2 strikes now with 1 out, top of the second inning. Leadoff hitter Cody Palmer at the plate for the Generals, and he hits one back up the middle, and it's through. Got through underneath Austin Hereford, through the middle for the single.
Right through the wickets, as that one nearly took the big toe off the right foot of Berta, but he's okay. And only harm is a 1-out safety, a single there at first for Cody Palmer. The number 2 man, Nate Williams, who's already 1 for 1 with a run scored, will stand in, right?
On deck, Lucas Randolph, the pitcher. 1 out with the runner on first. Hereford now throws over there. The pickoff move, not in time. One of the benefits of having Kishpa there at first, I think he's got a real good glove, especially on those pickoff moves. He's real good sense to dig those low throws out of the dirt. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short, possible double play opportunity. Fisher scoops, throws to second. Hicks the throw to first, just in time. They turn the double play. That'll end the top of the second. The 6-4-3, as they say on SportsCenter. And the Outlaws get out of that inning. A nice double play from Fisher to Hicks to Kishpa at first. And Nate Williams grounds out into that. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. I like that stat line right there. Heading for the bottom of the second, the Outlaws will have hitters number 5, 6, and 7. Hunter Hicks, Alex Richens, Robbie Nowicki coming up when we come back right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Old West Stories and Productions. For all of your website and graphic design needs, call the marketing experts at this radio station, 789-8116. And by Old West Design, helping sports teams and businesses dress for success. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
You often hear, especially, in any level, and I think it maybe at the high school age and level more than anywhere, is how much of a difference momentum, one big play can swing the momentum. Is a double play like that? It's yet to be seen. We'll see if the Outlaws can build on that or, take hold of that.
A ball hit that softly. I didn't think we would have the opportunity to turn to. Bang, bang play at first. We got the call. And I think that's an encouraging sign for the Outlaws, especially in the way the bottom half of one ended, Ryan, in as much as a careless base running move there by Housekeeper. And hopefully that can get the Outlaws back in a more fundamental, positive fashion as they put the gloves down and pick up the aluminum.
Hunter Hicks was at the plate when Austin Housekeeper got caught in that rundown between third and home. So Hicks with an empty count takes the first pitch. Must have been a bit high, maybe inside, ball one. That looked, from where I'm sitting, that looked like strike one.
Only one man's opinion counts.
That's right. That's not mine. Here's the 1-0, and that one does find the strike zone for strike one. So 1-1 strike now, as you see on the You Win a Physical Therapy scoreboard if you're watching online at k-9radio.com. Randolph winds up. Here's the pitch to Hicks, who loops one. That's going to drop fair right up the middle. And Hicks, a leadoff single in the bottom of the second.
Always encouraging to get that leadoff runner on. In Major League Baseball, when you get that leadoff guy on just to first base, you score about half the time.
Brings Alex Richens to the plate. We've seen him primarily in right field this season. We've also seen him at third base. Today he's in that hot corner. He's hitting .364 this year. And with the runner on first, he steps in. Takes the first pitch way outside for ball one.
And I said earlier that Randolph has deceptive speed in that fastball. He's just got some speed. He's got some pop in that fastball.
Richens steps back in. He hits right. Randolph, in case you're just joining us, he throws right. Here's the 0-2 or the 1-0. That one misses outside again, just about the same spot. 2 balls, no strikes. Samora behind the plate popped up like he was going to throw down to first. He didn't like how far Hunter Hicks was getting off that bag. Randolph looks over there, a short lead for Hicks. Now here's the 2-0. Richens swings on it. He's behind it, hits it over to the first base dugout, foul.
You can see how much deeper the Generals outfield is playing than the Outlaws are generally.
Another note on that. Right fielder Colton Garlington is really hugging the line in right field. There's a big gap in right center. Here's the 2-1 from Randolph. Richens thought about going after it. It's in the dirt. A wild pitch gets aside from Samora, bounces out toward his teammates in the dugout, and Hunter Hicks over to second.
And now it's critically important for Richens to, at the very least, advance Hicks over to third. You've got a runner at second, nobody out. You're just down 2 very early in the game. Let's play some fundamental baseball and get that runner to third with fewer than 2 outs.
3 balls, 1 strike, so it's a hitter's count for Richens. Hicks the lead. Here's Richens. He'll take ball 4 up high and take the walk. He did not advance the runner, but he's on base, and that's not a pitch you want to swing at anyway.
I'll take that trade. I'll take first and second, nobody out, over runner at third with 1 out. Good eye there by Richens as he takes the base on balls. And Robbie Nowicki, who's hitting a shade under 300, 288, has a chance here, Ryan, as the number 7 man in the lineup, do some damage. First and second, nobody out.
Hunter Hicks led off with a single. Alex Richens the walk, and we've got runners on first and second. Outlaws trail 2-0 on the You Win a Physical Therapy scoreboard. Bottom of the second inning. Randolph winds up. Nowicki showing bunt, lays one down the first base line. Very nice looking bunt. Almost beat the throw. Randolph comes over, makes the throw to first. Runners advance, 1 down with runners on second and third.
That, folks, is a textbook sacrifice bunt. Moves both runners into scoring position, second and third, 1 man down. Now to the bottom of the order, Austin, call me Berta Herford, just 208 in the season, and Alex Housekeeper 0 for 2. Need these guys to step up here in the postseason and move this thing closer to a tie game.
Housekeeper on deck. That's Alex Housekeeper. Austin Herford steps in. He hits right. Runners on second and third. Big opportunity for the Outlaws here with 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch from Randolph. Berta, grounder toward the shortstop. He's going to – no, he dropped it. He had it in his glove, drops it. The error. Outlaws score a run, and Herford is safe at first.
Give Berta the RBI since only 1 out in the inning. The E6 will plate Hicks. It will move Richens over to third, and you've got now, Ryan, runners on the corners, still just 1 man down, and the 2-1 score – Evanston down on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Alex Housekeeper at the plate now. He hits right. Again, just 2 at-bats this season. First pitch. Herford headed for second. Samora popped up like he wanted to throw, but his shortstop and second baseman didn't get over there. And Herford slides in safe easily.
And credit Richens for not falling prey to the same gimmick that Austin Housekeeper, Alex's brother, did in inning number 1.
Richens was on the third base bag with his hands on his hips. That he was not moving. Now a line drive into right field and a base hit by Alex Housekeeper. That'll score Richens. And Hereford, I think Coach was saying go, go, go. Hereford turned to look at the ball rather than go. So Richens scores. Hereford stays at third. And an RBI single by Alex Housekeeper. Could have been a 2-run single, I think. We're tied at 2 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Yeah, I think you're right that our third base coach wanted Hereford to hustle on around, but he threw the brakes on. And now after that RBI base knock from Housekeeper, he goes from batting 0 on the season to 33 with a ribby. And we are knotted at a deuce apiece on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. And even better than that, you're back to the top of the order and Tucker Leland.
Tucker Leland struck out in his first at bat in the first inning. But again, hitting 329 this year, and we rarely see him, knock on wood, strike out more than once a game, if that. I think he's about a 1 strikeout per 10 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Heading for second is Austin Housekeeper. The throw goes down there, but shortstop Lane Podiatz cuts it off and looks to third. Good base running or good hold there by Austin Hereford to just stay on the bag at third.
Yeah, an alternate play employed there by the Generals, whereby the shortstop has no intention of trying to tag the man out at second. He cuts ahead and looks to cut down a potential runner come to the plate.
The pitch was ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch for Leland. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So a ball and a strike. We have 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Outlaws have tied it up here at 2 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. And Evanston with runners on second and third. And again, just the 1 out. Top of the lineup here, Tucker Leland. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And it would appear that Randolph or strike 3. Oh, I had the count wrong. UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard off on that count as well.
As did I. 3 of us had it wrong. The umpire had it right. So 2 men down, and uncharacteristically, Leland.
Oh, no, not my mistake. Maybe he just went to get a different bat.
There you go. That's why.
So the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, and here's Leland. The pitch now, strike 3, swing and a miss.
I shouldn't have crossed out that K in my scorebook.
I know.
Now it's a fatter K, and unfortunately for Tucker, he's down twice now in 2 innings swinging. This is a big at bat here. Tie game at 2 in the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. The number 2 hitter, Ian Fisher, runner second and third, and 2 outs.
Randolph turns to his center fielder and says, Palmer, remember what Ian Fisher did last time when he was up in the first.
And we've got the plate umpire here, Ryan, discussing something with, is that Coach Hoover down at third?
That's Coach Kishpaw.
That's Coach Kishpaw. And I don't know what that was about, but it's solved, and we're
talking
back to
from the
action.
team, talking from the Outlaws on the bench.
Little griping, little sniping.
A little too much. Here's the pitch for Fisher. Nice-looking breaking ball from Randolph. Breaks down in there. It was coming way inside and just dropped over the plate.
Down south in Alabama, they call that the old yellow hammer.
Here's the 0-1 for Fisher. Back up the middle, and that's through. That's going to score Richens from third. And coming around and scoring is Alex Housekeeper from second. The Outlaws lead 4-2 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard with that 2-run single from Ian Fisher.
So important to make contact, and especially to do it sharply, put that ball on the grass and a quick infield. Now a 4-2 lead, doubling up. The Generals are the Outlaws on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Austin Housekeeper at the plate now. The throw to first, but Fisher had a real short lead. He's back in standing up. You know, one of the things the Outlaws did against Rawlins last time they played back in May was just put the ball in play quite a bit and try to, just a lot of times you'll see teams come up with errors.
Absolutely. Until you
errors.
get to a pretty good collegiate level of play throughout the country, if you can put the baseball in play, you will have a lot of success.
Housekeeper took ball 1 up high. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and he chased that one a little bit outside, fouled it down out of play over the right field, just past the first base dugout.
Putting the ball in play in baseball is a lot like that little check down pass in football. Make the guys tackle you. Take the 3-yard pass and see if they can tackle you. Put the ball in play in baseball, see if they can field it.
Fisher heading for second. Housekeeper hits one towards second baseman, and it was a high chopper. The throw is down low. First baseman Tristan Rothbaum had to come off the bag to get that. Housekeeper safe at first. Fisher, I believe it was a hit and run. He moved all the way over to third after that throw from second baseman Damon Wenger.
Yeah, I'm going to have to give an E4 there to Wenger.
Yeah.
He had plenty of time to make that play, and as Ryan said, folks, just a poor throw Runners now on the corners. 2 men down for the cleanup hitter, Will Kishbaugh.
Kishbaugh single in the first. And his first pitch looked pretty good. Must have been, it did catch the strike zone inside half of the plate. Housekeeper takes second base, and this time not even any kind of play attempt or fake or anything from the Generals.
And you get on base, and you can take advantage at this level of some easy swipes.
Runners at second and third. Here's the 0-1 for Kishbaugh. That misses outside down low. Ball one. Ball and a strike. Outlaws lead 4-2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Will Kishbaugh at the plate with runners on second and third. Here's the 1-1. Kishbaugh chases one. Slow grounder towards short. Coming up, Podiatz makes the throw. Nope, he didn't make the throw. He knew it wouldn't be in time anyways. And Kishbaugh, the infield RBI single as Fisher scores from third. And the Outlaws have opened things up here. 5 runs in the bottom of the second inning. They lead 5-2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
And that was the number 9 hitter in the inning. This will be number 10, his second at bat for Hunter Hicks.
Hicks singled and scored earlier this inning. Randolph winds up, the pitch up high, and now again, Kishbaugh takes second base. Samora popped up, wanted to just play that fake, but at third base, Austin Housekeeper not biting. He stayed right on the bag this time. Hunter Hicks, a ball, no strikes, with 2 outs, and pops one into left center field. Going back is Palmer, and he makes the catch. Goes up, reaching high to make that grab. And Hicks hit it well, just too much air underneath it. And the Outlaws, an excellent bottom of the second inning. They trailed 2-0 when we started this half of the inning, and 5 runs. How many hits did you have
4
there,
hits,
AP?
2 errors.
And 2 runners left on, right?
Correct.
Outlaws lead now 5-2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head for the top of the third, and we'll be back with it right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Telegram to good health. Click on the telegram at k-9radio.com. Uinta Physical Therapy. You have a choice of where you can get your treatment. Walmart of Evanston. Save money, live better. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
And now, Kay Rossiter talks about her physical therapy experience working with Mark Brinkerhoff at Uinta Physical Therapy.
I had both of my knees replaced at the same time a little bit over a year ago, and Mark was my therapist, and he put me through some really strange things, but it must have worked because I was back at work in less than 3 weeks, and when I went for my 6-month checkup to my surgeon, I was at a point where I should have been at a year. I would recommend Mark Brinkerhoff and Uinta Physical Therapy to anyone.
Evanston Outlaws with a big second inning, 5 runs with 4 hits. They took advantage of a couple of errors, a walk, and take the lead 5-2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Adam, coming here in the second inning, we saw kind of 2 different innings from Austin Hereford. First inning allowed 4 hits, 2 runs. Second inning, 1 hit, got a guy to ground out into a double play. What are we going to see here in the third?
It remains to be seen, but they always say in baseball a pitcher's best friend is the twin killing, the double play, and a nice turn there, 6-4-3 to end the top half inning number 2. We go down to the top half of inning number 3.
For your play-by-play, here's AP Harold.
Thank you, Ryan. Lucas Randolph will stand in and takes the first pitch for a ball inside. Randolph 1-for-1, a double, a run scored in the first. 5-2 Outlaws on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Berta delivers. This one is chopped foul down the third baseline, and count evens at a ball and a strike.
Coach Jonathan McNeese there at third base. He's on his toes. He's that one was right in his ballpark as well, that grounder down the third base line.
He is a wanted man as that ball is finding him, and he has a helmet, thankfully, but no glove. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Hereford on the mound from the wide, the 1-1 on the way. This one is going to be popped down the third base line, and a fantastic effort, but coming up just a little bit short. Nice effort there by Alex Richens. Did he make the catch?
He didn't.
He
no,
didn't? Okay.
It looked like he had it in his glove,
Gotcha.
and then he hit the fence just as he made that catch, and it slid out.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just a noisy strike number 2. The Generals out of Rawlins, 9-34 on the season, but they're fighting hard. Down 5-2 in the end of physical therapy scoreboard, and this one is popped up, and first baseman Kishbaugh hustles and can't quite get there in time. The count remains right, a ball and 2 strikes.
Kishbaugh, Housekeeper, and Hereford, all 3 of them kind of converging, and it drops right in the middle of the 3.
Perfectly placed for Randolph, at least, to allow him to take another hack at it. He's getting a little winded as he's hustled a couple of times down the line after popping it up foul on either dugout area. And now here at Rock Springs, he stands back in.
Randolph had 3 RBIs the last time these teams played, went 1 for 2.
1-2 is fouled back to the screen, and Randolph continues to battle here, leading off the top half of inning number 3. Evanston on top, 5-2 in the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Generals with 2 runs in the first. Outlaws answered big time in the bottom of the second with 5 runs just a few minutes ago.
The 1-2 on the way. This one, again, fouled straight back our way. You probably heard it as it knocked off the press box, or shall I dare say the crow's nest.
The crow's nest.
Some locations in this part of Wyoming, but here it's officially a press box.
That's now 4 pitches that Randolph has fouled off.
And he's going to hammer this one to deep left field, and that ball is off the wall. Randolph will chug on in with a stand-up, no-problem double, leading off the Generals' 3rd inning, and he hit the base of the 325 sign.
Yeah, he was about 3 feet up on the fence, so I think that's an 8 or 12-foot fence out there. Another 9-10 feet on that one, it's gone.
Lane Potias will stand in. He's the cleanup man, and he is 0 for 1. He fouled out to first in the first. Randolph gets his lead, and the initial offering to Potias, fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Man on second, nobody out. Outlaws by 3 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The pitch is going to be hit to deep center field, and that ball is out of here. Home run. And into his trot, the cleanup man, Lane Potias, will take that long, delicious, slow jog around the base paths, as with one swing of his mighty bat, he has trimmed the lead from 3-1. It's now 5-4, Evanston, on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And Ryan, the infield for the Outlaws huddling to encourage Berta, hey, hang in there, and the bats will pick you up, getting through the meat of the order. But tip your cap there to Lane, who took Berta deep.
Leland saw that was going deep out in center field. He turned and sprinted out toward right, about straightaway center field. That was a good 370 feet.
Damon Wanger stands in. He singled in the first. He's 1 for 1. And checks his swing and takes a strike. 0-1.
Wanger, and 2-run single, right, in the first inning the last time he was up.
Correct. 2 ribbies on that single. Swing and a miss.
Wanger went 1 for 2 the last time these teams played. He had a single, grounded out to first, and then bunted once, a sacrifice bunt.
Nice recovery here so far against Wanger for Berta. He's got him in the hole 0-2. From the wind, this one is going to be dribbled toward the shortstop, who charges, fields, fires, and gets his man. Nice play by Fisher there, Ryan, charging that baseball, 1 man down.
You know, something Fisher does so well, you see it from good shortstops, athletic players, good footwork. He goes down, scoops it up, makes the throw. He didn't set his feet. He had to throw on the run because it was a slow grounder. He made a great throw, made the play.
Dean Oliver wants Samora will stand in. 1 for 1 with a single in the first. He's the number 6 hitter. And from the wind, Berta delivers a fastball right down the middle, but a little bit low. And that
We're sitting up high. We're about, 20 feet, 30 feet above the level of the field, which makes those lower pitches deceptive.
And that one's certainly much lower. Now 2-0 the count on the number 6 hitter, number 12, the catcher, Dean Samora. 5-4, Evanston by 1 in an early slugfest here, an opening round of the 2014 district tournament in Rock Springs. 1-1 on the way, or the 2-0 on the way, excuse me. It's now 2-1 as it catches the corner outside at the knees.
Caught that outside corner, not a pitch that many batters are going to swing at with no strikes.
The 2-1 from Berta is chopped foul back toward the screen. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes. A nice job here at Rock Springs with their emblem, the black R, the orange S, the baseball with the little red trim for the stitching emblazoned behind home plate. That is at least as good as a AAA minor league look. Very, very nice work.
Very clean.
Bouncing ball back to the pitcher. Berta knocks it down, picks it up, has plenty of time, fires to first for the out. 2 men down, 1-3. Samora is retired, and that's a nice job not panicking by Berta. He knew that chopper back to the pitcher, you got plenty of time to retire, even the speediest of base runners.
Good heads-up play by Herford. I like what he did. He couldn't get it in the glove, but he knocked it down, kept it in front of him, kept the play alive, and ultimately got the out.
Tristan Rathman, the southpaw, stands in and looks at a ball low and away. What do they say at the end of the half on the Hail Mary? What do you got to do? Knock it down.
Knock it down.
Knock it
That's
down.
right.
Knock it down. Don't let it be the old Ray Caruth against Michigan play. Way outside for a ball. And the count now 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. We will waste no opportunity to give
That's
our
right.
cameraman Adam Action Jacksa a hard time. He's a big Wolverines fan. This one is a ball low and away all the way back to the screen. When he's got just the headset but no microphone to respond, this is when you got to take those digs at him. You know he's going to return the favor a little bit later.
Surely he will.
3 balls, no strikes, 2 out, 2 in, and a 4-pitch walk to the number 7 man, Tristan Rathman, Ryan, who now in 2 plate appearances has 2 free passes down to first base.
So a runner on first with 2 outs. Outlaws lead by 1, 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
Jordan Cortez stands in. He struck out swinging to end inning number 1. Berta's delivery catches the outside corner, 0-1. 325 Ryan down the lines, 360 to straightaway center.
Great movement on that pitch from Herford. It looked like it. I mean, when Housekeeper caught it, he was way outside and down low, but it caught that front outside corner.
0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Berta overpowering the number 8 hitter Cortez, and he's ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
Berta, you see the confidence level increase on his pitches against Cortez from what he threw against Rathbun.
Rathbun gets his lead off of first. Coming set as Berta. The 0-2 is nubbed foul back to the screen. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes.
A protection swing there by Cortez. It was just close enough to the plate where he felt like he had to swing, and he did a nice job to just kind of fight it off, keep it foul, keep himself alive, and a chance to see another pitch.
Evanston, we're in our blue tops, trimmed in white numerals, white pants. Rawlins all in the traditional road gray with the red helmets, red numerals outlined in black. I was told by Coach McNeese it was about a 90-minute trip, and so a centrally located team in the state of Wyoming, Rawlins. Pitch on the way, the 1-2 forthcoming from Berta. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the side, but not before the Rawlins Generals strike for 2. The big blow, the home run by Lane Podiaz, 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors and nobody left as we move to the bottom half of inning number 3. The score in the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard at 5-4 Evanston. And
we'll be back right after this. Bottom of the 3rd inning coming up on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Davis Chiropractic. Traditional chiropractor, traditional values with flexible payment plans. Aspen Grove Nursery, your full-service nursery. Uinta Physical Therapy, comprehensive assessment and treatment programs for your individual needs. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Welcome back to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM, KNYN, Evanston, Wyoming. Outlaws leading 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Bottom of the third inning coming up here. The Generals, 2 runs in the first, blank in the second, 2 runs in the third. The Outlaws, nothing in the first, 5 runs in the second. We'll see if they can open up the lead a little bit more here in the bottom of the third inning. And with your play-by-play, the voice of the Evanston Red Devils and the Evanston Outlaws, A.P. Harold.
Thank you so much, Ryan. As we move to the bottom half of inning number 3, it'll be the 6, 7, and 8 men for your Evanston Outlaws. Alex Richens, Robbie Nowicki, and Austin Berta Herford, who is on the mound today, doing a fine job of keeping his team more than competitive. And Richens, who walked and scored an inning ago, stands in. Randolph deals. This one is popped right to the first baseman. Nice, easy play there for Rathbun. And 1 man down after 1 pitch as Richens pops to first. That'll bring up Robbie Nowicki. Nowicki, in his initial plate appearance, laid down a picture-perfect sacrifice bunt, was retired 1-3, but did move runners to second and third. Still hitting .288 on the campaign. Looks at one, as Bob Uecker would say, just a bit outside. Ball 1.
Just a bit outside is a vast understatement. That was way outside. Zamora couldn't even get to it. Let it go.
Randolph's 1-0 on the way. Fastball. Catches the corner at the knees. Count evens a ball and a strike. Nobody on, 1 out. 5-4 Evanston on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Randolph deals. This one is fouled down the first base side and off the chain link fence. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A beautiful day for baseball anywhere, especially in Wyoming, when the weather can be ever so dicey at any part, especially even in the summer. And Legion baseball is played everywhere in the United States, but 3 states, Montana, Wyoming, and another state, which I'm not sure, are the only 3 states that don't have high school baseball. A little one-hopper back to Randolph. He takes it, looks at it, reads War and Peace, consults with his stockbroker, and then throws out Robbie Nowicki on the easy 1-3 put-out. First 2 men set down quite easily.
Right now in the outfield, we see a big contrast from the Generals outfield and the Outlaws. Generals playing much deeper than the Outlaws do. And in right field, Garlington really hugging that right field line. We've got Cody Palmer cheating a little bit to left, so a big gap in right center.
And the initial offering is going to be deposited on 2 hops for a base hit into left center field by Berta Herford, who is now 1 for 2. He reached on an error an inning ago and scored. And so the pitcher helping himself by at least getting the number 9 man up. And when I say at least, our number 9 man is hitting .333 on the season.
That's right.
And his last at bat had a RBI single.
Alex Housekeeper, just 2 or 3 now official at bats this season, and he hit one well in the second inning.
So Randolph will work from the stretch. And the pitch on the way is fouled back to the screen by Alex Housekeeper. No balls and a strike.
Outlaws leading by 1 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, but 2 outs here in the bottom of the third.
Lucas Randolph, the big righty, wears number 8. Comes set. The 0-1 on the way. Again, fouled back to the screen and quickly. Alex Housekeeper in the hole, 0-2.
Coach Judd Kishpa will tell you, I mean, he's told me dozens of times this season, if his team gets 8, 9, 10 hits a game, he's confident about their chances to win. They've got 7 right now, but Rawlins right now keeping pace with the Outlaws as far as hits and runs almost.
Bouncing ball in the hole, and it will get through between first and second. Berta stumbles around the bag at second, and with his second consecutive hit, now hitting .500 on the season, Alex Housekeeper. And we'll go back to the top of the order where Tucker Leland will attempt to avoid a very much undesirable triple crown or hat trick of striking out 3 times in the first 3 innings. He struck out in the first, struck out in the second. Your leadoff man, you'd be shocked if he did that 3 times, and I think his timing is going to be better this at bat. We'll see if he can at least put it in play as Lucas Randolph looks to work out of some 2-out trouble here against your Evanston Outlaws. Pitch on the way is fouled right back to the screen, and thank the good Lord for that netting as the detective's office at the Sweetwater County, Wyoming Sheriff's Office might have been down 1 detective had we not had the support netting and window. 0-1 on the way. This one is going to be ripped for a base hit into left field. Around third and throwing on the brakes. And now we've got a poor base running situation here as Evanston's Leland had run all the way over to second and is retired on the throw back to first base. And so Leland, with a nice 2-out hit, runs himself and his teammates out of a possible scoring opportunity here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left, and after 3 complete, 5-4 Evanston on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. We're back on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on KNYN, the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. The Casey Kukert Allstate Agency for all of your insurance needs, auto, home, boat, and recreational vehicles. See Casey Kukert, your Allstate agent. By Dirty Harry's Pet Wash. Clean house, clean car, clean clothes, why not a clean pet? Bath time can be magical. Make a splash today. Veterans are free at Dirty Harry's Pet Wash in the Monkey Shines Mall. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston. Everything you need to update the flooring, cabinets, and countertops in your home. Rocky Mountain Massage. Chronic pain management, stress reduction, and overall sense of well-being. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Outlaws leading 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Top of the 4th inning coming up, and I don't want to pick on Austin Hereford, but Outlaws missed an opportunity to score right there. Hereford was on first. Housekeeper hit a single into right field. And Hereford was a little bit lazy about getting to second, and then he also didn't get the sign from Coach Kishpaw to keep coming to third.
Well, yeah, actually, Hereford, Berta was on second, Ryan, and
no, that's the hit before.
Oh, exactly, gotcha.
Then,
right, I got you, right.
So then, if Berta would have been on third,
he was
for that Leland by Tucker, would have been
right.
an easy score. And anyway, not to pick on him, but Outlaws with some troubles on the base pass today. And now for the play-by-play, here's AP Harold.
Thanks, Ryan. The pitch on the way is going to be skied a mile high into left field, and camping underneath it for the easy play, Robbie Nowicki, and that will retire the number 9 hitter, Colton Garlington. 1 away here in the Generals half of the 4th inning, the top half of the 4th inning. Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, Evanston 5, but Rawlins are just behind them with 4. Cody Palmer, the leadoff man, will step in 1 for 2 with a single, also struck out. Pitch on the way, low and outside. And that's twice now, Ryan, that the Outlaws have had some poor base running that has ended a scoring threat.
Yeah.
Ended an inning. Pitch on the way, fastball at the knees, catches the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Cody Palmer struck out looking in the first, hit a single in the 2nd inning.
Pitch on the way will bounce up there, short of the dish. 2 balls and a strike.
Outlaw outfield. I talked about the outfield of the Rawlins Generals in that last inning. Outlaw outfield playing in a bit tighter and about straight away.
2-1. Palmer dances out of the way. 3-1. And Palmer, the leadoff man here with one out, the leadoff man in the order, with the count in his favor, 3-1. Swinging and missing at the 3-1. The count runneth full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Palmer, I think he really liked that pitch. He really tried to send it a long ways and just missed.
Yeah, he came out of his shoes almost on that hack, and he'll dig back in there. The payoff pitch from Berta to Cody Palmer, and this one is ripped foul down the third baseline, and we'll do it all over again. Kind of like the Wolverines and Appalachian State going to do it all over again early in the football season. See if
that's a tough memory for Wolverine fans.
That is.
AP.
Berta into the line, the 3-2 on the way. This one is going to be lined into short center field, but having him shaded perfectly. The Outlaws' Tucker Leland for out number 2. Palmer is now 1 for 3 on the afternoon.
That'll bring Nate Williams to the plate. He hit into a double play, a 6-4-3 double play in the second that ended a possible scoring threat in the top of the second.
Yeah, beautiful turn there by Fisher, Hicks, and Kishbaugh. Williams 1 for 2, had a single and a run scored in the first. He's going to hit a nice, lazy one-hopper to short. Fisher across to Kishbaugh, and that will retire the side. 1, count him 2, count him 3. We're going now to the bottom half of inning number 4, 5-4 Evanston on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. We're back in a minute on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on KNYN, the Big Dog 99.1 FM, with video online at k-9radio.com.
Big O Tires welcomes you.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing, all the right service for all the right reasons.
Oil changes, fluid checks, healthy wipers, and the best tires. Big O Tires.
'Cause the extra miles, the way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
607 West Cheyenne Drive, Evanston.
So far in this one, the Outlaws lead 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Generals of Rawlins, 2 runs in the first, none in the second, 2 in the third, none in the fourth. I see a pattern starting to establish here, AP Harold.
Folks, Ryan may not have majored in mathematics at Southern Utah University, but he has a cerebral cortex, and he's able to distinguish the 2-0 schematic. Now, so far, how about this for a little, we'll take it to the graduate level. The Evanston Outlaws, Ryan, a 0-5-0. Mm-hmm. So could we see another 5 if things hold?
If the pattern continues for both teams, we'll see. The Outlaws exploded in the bottom of the second for 5 runs. They had 4 hits in that inning. 9 hits overall. Coach Kishbaugh wants 8 or 10 a game. They're in that range, but the way this is going, the way the Rawlins Generals are hitting, they might need a few more.
I was going to say, I think he likes generally 8 to 10. I think tonight he'd like or this afternoon I should say, 17 or 18 because great effort on the mound so far from Berta. He's not your hoss. He's doing exactly what he needs to do, keep you competitive, but the bats have got to do their part. And so far it's been a Jekyll and Hyde effort, not so much with the bats, but with the base running.
Right.
For Evanston, running themselves out of scoring opportunities in the first and third.
They've had runners in scoring position in both the first and third innings and came away with no runs. Left 5 runners on base so far in this ballgame.
And speaking, folks, of our ace, Ian Fisher, who plays short today, will stand in to lead things off for Evanston, and he will take an off-speed pitch for a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. Lucas Randolph ahead in the count.
Fisher 1 for 2. He ripped one into center field, the line drive, hit it well in the first inning.
Routine grounder to shortstop, the throw across the diamond just in time as Lane Podiatz.
I don't think the first baseman caught that cleanly.
We're going to have a discussion here.
I was saying Ian Fisher lined out in the first. He hit a 2-run single in the second, and now
we do have an out.
An out.
So confirmed. Score that one 6-3. It was slowly hit, then took a nice Sunday hop into Podiatz's glove. Fisher, though, hustling all the way, made it a close plate, and the umpires did a good job of conferring, ruled that the catch was indeed made with the foot on the bag, 1 man down. Austin Housekeeper stands in, nice open stance for Big Austin, and he looks at one that bounces and one hops, skips all the way back to the screen, 1-0.
Housekeeper, a double in the first, reached on an error in the second, but he hasn't made it past third base yet today.
Housekeeper awaits the 1-0. Again, this one in the dirt, low and away, 2-0.
Outlaws ahead by 1. They're looking to build on that. 1 out here in the bottom of the second, or bottom of the fourth, rather.
A lot of people will complain that baseball is too much like soccer and hockey, not enough scoring. Well, not in this game. 5-4 in the fourth. This one, same spot almost as the first two, 3-0. And Randolph limbering his arms a little bit, steps off the rubber, trying to regain his command. And the 3-0 on the way. This one is right down Interstate 80 for a strike. 3-1.
Randolph has walked just one outlaw today. A couple strikeouts and giving up the 9 hits.
3-1 on the way. This one bounces up there as well. And Big Austin will trot on down to first with a 1-out free pass.
Get a runner on base. That's what the Outlaws want to do here. Is with a 1-run lead, you want to build on that a little bit, give yourself a little cushion. See if we can move Housekeeper around.
Generals catcher Dean Samora wisely takes time to try to encourage his pitcher Lucas Randolph to regain his composure. He looks a little frustrated out there as he has lost his control of the strike zone. And now with the cleanup hitter for Evanston standing in, 1 man on. That's Austin Housekeeper at first, 1 man down. Will Kishbaugh stands in. The pitch on the way up and inside, 1-0.
Kishbaugh today, 2 for 2, a couple of singles and an RBI, and he's hit the ball well this season. He went 3 for 4 against Rawlins when these teams played back in May.
So Skip's son stands in there, the 1-0 on the way. Swing and a miss, throw down to first. It one hops into the glove of Tristan Rathman, and diving back safely is Austin Housekeeper.
Shortstop Lane Podiatz hit a 2-run homer in the last inning in the third. I think Kishbaugh was trying to repeat that with that swing right there.
Maximum effort and came up empty. 1 ball, 1 strike. Housekeeper takes a modest lead. And from the stretch, Randolph deals, off-speed pitch, misses high with the curve. 2 balls and a strike.
Some good movement on that from Randolph. I thought it might have caught that front end of the outside corner, but obviously the umpire had a much better view than I have, and it's ball 2.
As we mentioned earlier, a 3-man crew here for tournament play. And Randolph taking his time. Comes set. The 2-1 on the way. This one is fouled right back this way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5-4 Outlaws, Ryan, on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. A critical, crucial opening round district game here. Winner will have an outstanding shot at advancing to the state tournament.
Earlier today at this tournament, Rock Springs 18-7 winner over the Torrington Tigers, a 4-1 upset.
2-2 on the way. And turning on this one and skying it a mile high to left is Kishbaugh. The play is made, and returning to first is Housekeeper as Cortez camped underneath that one and just getting under it. Kishbaugh, he is retired for the first time this afternoon.
Hunter Hicks up to the plate now. He's 1 for 2 in this one. A single and a run scored in the second. Flew out to center field in the third.
So we'll see if H squared, Hunter Hicks, can keep the inning alive for Evanston. Left-hander will dig in there against Lucas Randolph, who has benefited from some poor Outlaws base running and held as the snap throw goes to first, and Housekeeper back safely, has held Evanston scoreless so far in 3 of the 4 frames in which he has pitched. But a 5 spot for Evanston in the second is the difference right now in the game. This pitch is taken low for a ball, 1-0.
Outlaws with 5 runs in the bottom of the second. Their only run production in this ball game, but it's been enough so far. They have a 1-run lead.
The 1-0 on the way to Hicks. He's going to lace this one into right center field for a base hit, taking the turn and hustling all the way to third and sliding in just underneath the tag is Austin Housekeeper. Taking second on the throw is Hicks. So the single advances Housekeeper to third. Hicks with some today, unfortunately, surprisingly good base running for the Outlaws on the throw, hustles down to second. And Alex Richens, Ryan, will stand in 2 outs, but runners at second and third. Big at bat here, middle part of this ball game.
Housekeeper did not beat that throw, but the throw was so high Third baseman Nate Williams had to go up and get it. By the time he got the tag down there, housekeeper slid in safe.
Alex Richens is 0 for 1. He walked in the second and popped to first in the third. Fouls this one away, 0-1.
Another opportunity for the Outlaws. We've seen a couple times this game. Runners in scoring position and poor base running.
Richens swings and misses. Ball gets away, but not too far from Samora, who almost looking to entice housekeeper as if to say, yeah, come on, buddy, try to score. Housekeeper, though, wisely throwing on the brakes. Unfortunately, though, now the count, Ryan, 0-2 on Mr. Richens.
Big opportunity here for the Outlaws. We'll see if Richens can come up with a base hit, hitting .364 this year.
From the wind, Randolph deals. Fastball misses high, 1-2. Nice job of trying to get Richens to chase going up the ladder there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom half of inning number 4. Outlaws by 1 on the UNT Physical Therapy scoreboard. The 1-2 on the way. Off-speed pitch. This one is a 2-3-4 hopper to second base. Over to first for the out, and that will retire this side. So for the Outlaws, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We are through 4 complete from Rock Springs on the UNT Physical Therapy scoreboard. Outlaws 5 and the Rollins Generals 4. We're back in a minute on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on KNYN, the Big Dog 99.1 FM, with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Hoover Chiropractic. Don't just mask the symptoms, cure your allergies with Dr. Hoover. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Old West Stories and Productions. For all of your website and graphic design needs, call the marketing experts at this radio station, 789-8116. And by Old West Design, helping sports teams and businesses dress for success. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Welcome back to the South District Tournament, American Legion Baseball here at the Paul J. Wataha Complex in Rock Springs. Earlier today, Rock Springs, an 18-7 upset win over the Torrington Tigers. Right now, Evanston Outlaws leading 5-4 over the Rollins Generals on the UNT Physical Therapy scoreboard, top of the 5th inning coming up.
And hospitality varies widely on road trips, and want to commend the good folks here in Rock Springs. Some cold water delivered. Outstanding stuff.
That's much better than
Some
other
places,
experiences
other
we've had
experiences.
this season.
Results may vary. See store for details. And now with the play-by-play call for the top half of inning number 5, here's Ryan Steinekert.
Lucas Randolph, the pitcher, number 8 to lead off. He hits right. Austin Herford still on the mound for the Outlaws. Randolph jumps on the first one, fouls it down the third base line. And again, Coach McNeese over there, he's been as active as almost anybody in the field of play.
He's been as active as a McNeese State defensive back down there in the Louisiana Bayou.
Here's the 0-1 from Herford, and that one misses down low and inside. Herford has allowed 7 hits, 4 runs in this ballgame. The Outlaws lead by 1 on the UNT Physical Therapy scoreboard. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Leadoff hitter, Lucas Randolph in the top of the 5th inning here. Takes ball 2 outside in the dirt. Randolph actually the number 3 hitter in the lineup. And so far today, 2 for 2, couple doubles, and he's scored twice, once in the first, once in the third. Here's the 2-1 from Herford, and Randolph flies it high and shallow into center field. Leland comes up, then a couple steps back as the wind carries it just a little bit, and then he makes the catch, 1 down.
Nice job there. Berta retiring for the first time. His fellow opponents there on the mound, the pitcher for Rollins, Lucas Randolph now 2 for 3.
Brings Lane Podiatz, the shortstop, number 18, to the plate. He hits right as well. Swings on the first one. He really turned on it, hit it well down the line, foul.
This guy should we say is dangerous. He
Yes.
hit a 2-run tater his last at bat. Did foul out to first, I should say, in the first. But this guy has some pop in the aluminum.
Some power. He hit it straight over the center field fence, pretty much. And now he hits one deep into left field. And Nowicki going back will make the catch on the run, running to his left, 2 down.
Nice adjustment there by Nowicki. I think for a split second he thought that ball had been perhaps hit deeper than it was, respecting the bat of Podiatz, but adjusted and made still a rather routine play.
Second baseman Damon Wenger up to the plate now, number 5. He hits right as well. He's 1 for 2 today. Couple RBIs. Swings and misses, strike 1.
The bottom really fell out of that offering from Berta. Beautiful looking pitch.
That's one thing Hereford really has. He doesn't have an overpowering fastball, but he's got some good movement when he gets it going. Here's the 0-1. And this one hit right back up the middle. Hereford just about got a piece of it. He slaps the mid in frustration that he didn't get it. It's going to be a single by Wenger.
He may be frustrated about that, but he needs to be thankful he's still got a fully functioning face, as that ball was rocketed right up the middle and nearly took his coconut off.
A fully functioning.
That always helps in life to have a fully functioning face. Let's be honest about it.
The other part of that is your alliteration. That's just, how do you come up with this stuff, AP?
I have a semi-functioning face. I think that's why I came up with that.
A fully functioning
imagination.
Something upstairs, right? Dean Samora, the catcher, number 12, to the plate now with a runner on first. 2 outs in the top of the 5th. And the Outlaws holding on to a 5-4 lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Samora takes ball 1 down low.
I like the way Samora has managed Randolph out there on the mound for Rollins. He's done a good job behind the plate.
Just so you take out that second inning, and the Outlaws have no other run production.
Right.
Pickoff move to first, but Wenger back in safe. He didn't have a real big lead.
It's truly been feast or famine for the Outlaws, but a lot of that has been the good job of Samora and his battery mate Randolph, but some of that has been our own poor, shoddy base running.
Hereford glances to first. Short lead over there for Wenger. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 for Samora. He kind of chased that one. Looked a bit high from here.
Have you noticed all the smiles from the Rock Springs people? They just can't wipe it off their face after that whipping pasting of Torrington in game number 1.
Rock Springs may be they're one of the better teams in this tournament, I believe.
They've really
no
longer
come on strong late in this season. Here's the 1-2, or the 2-1, grounded towards second, and Hicks will come over with 2 outs. Easy throw to first, and that'll end the inning. Hereford gets out of it without too much damage. No runs, just the 1 hit. No errors, rather. 1 runner left on base, and headed for the bottom of the 5th. The Outlaws lead 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th inning right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Telegram to good health. Click on the telegram at k-9radio.com. Uinta Physical Therapy. You have a choice of where you can get your treatment. Walmart of Evanston. Save money, live better. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Most of this season, the Outlaws have been playing 7-inning games. We saw that surely in the Southwest Conference games or doubleheaders, 7-inning ball games. Today at the district tournament, that's one of the differences. It's going to be 9 innings today, barring a 10-run lead by one team or the other. We also have, as you've mentioned a couple times, AP, the 3 umpires, and it's been a great one so far. A close contest. The Outlaws 5 runs in the second. Nothing else, no other run production in the game. Meanwhile, Rawlins 2 runs in the first, 3 in the second, and the Outlaws with a 5-4 lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
One of the many things I love about Legion Baseball is that their tournaments are 9 innings. I from Georgia and played for the Class State A championship back in 1993. I say I played. I sat on the bench and watched our team win the thing. But we only played 7 innings in Georgia high school baseball, whether it was regular season or postseason. This is real baseball. 9 innings, the distance that Justin Verlander used to go with a lot of regularity for the Tigers. Now he needs a little bit of help from that suspect Detroit
Tiger
pin.
bullpen.
Yeah.
Right. And it really, I mean, it's going to test the Outlaws for both teams. The Generals bullpen, or, the other pitching, even the starters, to see how far they can go. You're a little more concerned about pitch count, things like that.
You called it a chess match earlier, and that's what it is in the beautiful 9-inning affair.
Outlaws will lead off here with Robbie Nowicki in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he'll take ball 1 down in the dirt from, I believe that's still Randolph on the mound for Rawlins. Nowicki, 0 for 1 in this one. A well laid down sacrifice bunt in the 2nd, a ground out back to the pitcher in the 3rd. There's the 1-0 pitch. That misses way up high. And based on what I've seen in those first 2 pitches, Randolph looks a little tired.
Yeah, you would expect him to be coming right after Nowicki.
Now he does. Nowicki pops one up high. It's going to land right, hits the top of the fence right in front of that first base dugout. And so Nowicki with a 2 balls, 1 strike count now. No outs. He's leading off here in the bottom of the 5th.
Folks, if you ever come to Rock Springs, bring your clubs. You could get out there on the links and watch some baseball at the same time.
Here's the 2-1 for Nowicki. High fly ball into center field. Starting to go back is Palmer. Then he comes up, makes the catch, 1 down.
Nice recovery there by Randolph, who fell behind 2-0 to the number 7 hitter. And now Berta Herford, who 1 for 2, a run scored, reached on an error in the 2nd, and singled back in the 3rd, will dig in.
Earned an RBI on that error in the 2nd inning, did Herford. He hits right. Randolph with 1 down, winds up. And Herford turns on it, fly ball into left field, coming over to make the catch on the run. Jordan Cortez, a well-played line drive, and Cortez gets the out.
How about the little flair after the catch out there? A little pizzazz in left field. Having some fun. You should. This is a kids' game that young men and even adults who play really, really well get to have a lot of fun. I like that out there.
Alex Housekeeper up to the plate now. A couple of singles, a run scored, and an RBI in this one. And Housekeeper coming into this game 0 for 2 on the season.
Needs to be taken out of that number 9 hole the rest of the season.
Yeah. He takes ball 1 down in the dirt from Randolph. Outlaws leading 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Bottom of the 5th inning here in this first round district tournament game. And now Housekeeper takes one that skips off his arm. And, I'm in the mindset that if the ball's coming inside, you got to make an effort a little bit to get out of the way. I don't think Housekeeper did. It's obviously an umpire's call. He's going to give Housekeeper the base.
Yeah, I mean, I understand your point, but that one was so far inside.
Yeah.
It's not like he leaned out over the plate. The HBP there, and takes us back to the top of the order, and Tucker Leland.
Leland 1 for 3 today. 2 strikeouts and a single, and now Housekeeper caught too far off the bag, and he's picked off. And some more base running errors, or one more, I should say, by the Outlaws. That's at least 3 here in this ball game, and that's out number 3 right there. So the Outlaws get a runner on with 2 outs, but a quick pickoff move by Lucas Randolph, the pitcher, and he catches Alex Housekeeper sleeping. As the Outlaws go 0 hits, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Top of the 6th coming up when we come back right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM, KNYN, with video live online at k-9radio.com.
I'm a 75-year-old woman who had a low back surgery. After surgery, I had a lot of pain in my left leg. My doctor ordered physical therapy, and I chose Mark Brinkerhoff. He gave me exercises that I could tolerate, and now I have no pain, and I can walk as I always did. Mark seems to be very knowledgeable and experienced. I am very happy with my results.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors: Davis Chiropractic, Traditional chiropractor, traditional values with flexible payment plans. Aspen Grove Nursery, your full-service nursery. Uinta Physical Therapy, comprehensive assessment and treatment programs for your individual needs. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
"5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Evanston Outlaws lead the Rawlins Generals in round one of the South District Tournament. Generals the number 3 team out of the Southeast. Outlaws number 2 out of the Southwest. And earlier,
we've got a change here, and we'll let the officials
pitching
score.
Change. Looks like Austin Herford has moved over to second base, and it'll be Hunter Hicks on the mound now for the Evanston Outlaws. That's the pitching change.
So we're just flip-flopping those two gentlemen.
Right. Hunter Hicks has not pitched a whole lot this season in Outlaw baseball, but when he's come in, he's looked pretty solid. We saw him a couple weeks ago against Green River. And I think he's pitched a couple times this year against the Knights. He's another pitcher similar to Herford, not real powerful or too much, excessive velocity, but he pitches well. First hitter, grounds out to second. Outlaws make the play, and Herford, although he's at second base now, he keeps himself active making that play. That was Tristan Rathbun, who had walked twice today. That's the first time he's put in play, and grounds out to second. 1 down.
Scored 4-3, and as you mentioned, Ryan, it switched positions, and boom, you get an opportunity in the field.
Jordan Cortez, left fielder, to the plate now. He takes ball one way outside from Hunter Hicks. Rest of the Outlaws just where we had them before. Alex Housekeeper behind the plate. Will Kishpaw at first. Ian Fisher at short. Alex Richens at third. Here's the 1-0. Cortez fouls this one back. Straight up. Make that catch? No. Back up over the backstop. And the outfield for the Outlaws still left field to right field. Robbie Nowicki, Tucker Leland, Austin Housekeeper. 1 ball, 1 strike for Cortez. And he takes strike 2. Good-looking pitch from Hicks.
Beautiful curveball. Drop dead, gorgeous. Marilyn Monroe curveball.
Cortez has struck out twice today. And here's the 1-2 from Hicks. He checked his swing and held back. Umpire checks down to his umpire down there on first base. He says, yep, he held it. So that's ball 2 as it came in up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Again, Outlaws lead 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard here in the top of the 6th, rather. Now Cortez swings at that breaking ball inside, strike 3.
And he has struck out swinging in the 1st, the 3rd, and the 6th. He's nothing if not consistent.
Hunter Hicks picks up his first strikeout of the day. Herford struck out 3, walked 2, went 5 innings. That'll bring Colton Garlington to the plate. And I missed that first pitch. Did you catch that, AP? Ball 1?
Ball 1. I was looking down to make a note on our fine effort by Berta. Next pitch will miss high again.
So ball 2 now. 2-0 count for number 9 hitter, right fielder Colton Garlington. Hicks lines up. Here's the pitch for Garlington. He pops this one high down the third base line. Richens comes over, makes the catch. Out number 3, and the Generals go down 1-2-3 with Hunter Hicks on the mound. A nice inning for the Outlaw pitcher, Hunter Hicks, coming in here in the 5th. Outlaws lead 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. In that top of the 6th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. It's 5-4. Outlaws with the 1-run lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, and we'll be back with the bottom of the 6th inning right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. The Casey Kukert Allstate Agency for all of your insurance needs, auto, home, boat, and recreational vehicles. See Casey Kukert, your Allstate agent. By Dirty Harry's Pet Wash. Clean house, clean car, clean clothes, why not a clean pet? Bath time can be magical. Make a splash today. Veterans are free at Dirty Harry's Pet Wash in the Monkey Shines Mall. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Outlaws and Generals, a one-run game right now as we head for the bottom of the sixth inning. 5-4, the Outlaws lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. I liked what I saw from Hunter Hicks in the top of the sixth, top of this inning.
Always got to be encouraged when a guy can come in the middle innings and set down the opponent 1-2-3. Also a nice tip of the cap to Berta, who more than did his job as a guy who's down the food chain, so to speak, in your rotation. He goes 5 innings, 4 runs, 7 hits, did give up 1 gopher ball, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts.
Nice outing for Austin Herford, who, if the Outlaws can hold on here, would get the win on the stats in the books. Outlaws will be at the top of the lineup here to start this bottom of the sixth inning. Tucker Leland, who is 1 for 3, couple strikeouts, but then a single, his last at bat in the third. Leland takes ball 1 down low and outside from Randolph, who's allowed 10 hits to 5 runs, but he's kept the Outlaws in check with the exception of that second inning. Leland swings on one, really took a good cut there and maybe just got a piece of it.
Yeah, Fisher's on deck, but Leland had the rod and reel out on that one, chasing one low and in the dirt.
So a ball and a strike now. Leland leading off in the bottom of the sixth inning. Takes ball 2 way outside. Zamora tried to backhand it. It took a funny hop and goes up high and then kind of dropped right about on the plate.
3 of the first 5 Outlaw offensive innings ended with a base running gaff.
Here's the 2-1. Leland takes it outside. That was down in the dirt for ball 3, and now Fisher with a good count, 3 balls, 1 strike.
We were talking, though, between innings, Ryan, you made a good point that getting picked off, you don't want to have that happen, but with 2 outs, maybe you're looking to steal a base, and that will occasionally happen.
Right. 3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch from Randolph. Leland, big cut, misses, strike 2. Full count now. Right, that runner on first and a pickoff is not as it doesn't hurt as bad as a runner on third getting picked off. Here's the full count, the pitch for Leland. That's down low, ball 4, and Tucker Leland take the walk.
That's a way to recover after your first 2 at-bats, first 2 innings, a couple of swinging strikeouts. Now you've got a walk, and before that a base hit, a single, so your on-base percentage sitting at .500 for the game, not bad.
Ian Fisher hitting .380 in the games we've broadcasted. Fisher's a .365 hitter, I believe. .456 rather. Now Leland headed for second. The pitch comes in high. Zamora's throw way up high. Zamora lucky that second baseman Damon Wagner was playing backup to the shortstop Podiats. Wagner almost in center field to bring that ball in.
He almost let loose the old ephus pitch, not from the mound, but from the catcher's position.
So Leland in safe at second easily with no outs. The Outlaws are runner in scoring position. Ian Fisher with a 1-0 count. The pitch down the middle, and Fisher fouls it off over the first base dugout. Randolph's showing he still has some good arm strength with that, with some of those pitches.
Big insurance run out there at second.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Fisher waits on it and then fouls it back to the backstop. And now Fisher down, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ian Fisher hit the ball well in the first inning, right at the center fielder. Lined out there, a 2-run single in the second. He also scored in that second, grounded out to short in the fourth. 1 for 3 in this ball game. On deck, Austin Housekeeper for the Evanston Outlaws. A runner on second base with no outs. Now the Randolph steps off the rubber, fakes the throw, but Leland back in, standing up on second base. Bottom of the sixth, Outlaws lead by 1, 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Here's the pitch. That one's outside, gets away from Zamora. Leland headed for third. He'll slide in, but he didn't need to. He's safe there. Zamora didn't even make the throw down there, and the Outlaws with the runner on third now. No outs, and Fisher an even count at 2-2.
Sometimes if you're a ball player, you just like to slide.
That's right. get those pants dirty. And I played a good game today, right?
Absolutely. Or as Dizzy Dean, Daffy Dean would have said, he slud into third.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The windup for Randolph. Here's the pitch. Fisher fouls it off. Hits it well, but he was behind it down the that went clear into the other field.
Randolph still got some gas in the tank because he's battling hard here against a guy at 380 coming in today.
Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Randolph winds up. Fisher loops it or laces it down the left field line and foul. He hit it well, but too far out in front. Fouled off a couple now, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ian Fisher.
What a glorious day here in Rock Springs, Wyoming. Can we just bottle this weather and save it for 4 or 5 months from now?
Yeah. December, January.
Absolutely. Import it then.
All right.
Pay big money for that weather.
Let's work on that, and
we'll get back to you on that, folks.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Ian Fisher. Runner on third base with no outs. Here's the 2-2. Fisher fouls this one off, staying alive. And that was a protection swing there. That pitch looked low and away, but Fisher knew that could have been strike 3 if he lets it go.
More fouls in this plate appearance than at a Tyson processing plant.
Here's the 2-2. Fisher pops this one high, and is it going to drift out of play? Yes, it will, over the first base dugout, and Fisher stays alive. Tucker Leland, a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Outlaws lead 5-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, and Leland stole second and then got around to third on a misplayed ball.
A nice touch here at Rock Springs, the bunting for postseason baseball. You see it at the big league level. You see it here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fisher, ground ball back up the middle. That's going to go through. It's an RBI single. Tucker Leland trots home from third, and Ian Fisher, his 3rd RBI of the day. That's a big one. It gives the Outlaws a little bit of insurance. They lead by 2 now, 6-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
You know, Ryan, I haven't seen Fisher have about 10 plate appearances since I came to Wyoming, but I tell you what, the ball jumps off his bat on ground balls.
Yes.
Better than anybody I've ever seen. It just explodes off his bat. Now this, quick infield helps certainly, but great job there. Fisher just sending it right up the box.
Strong hands as he comes around with those swings. He has hit a couple home runs this year, but overall you don't see a lot of high deep hits by him.
Contact guy though.
Good strong contact. That'll bring Austin Housekeeper to the plate. What have you got him for? 1 for 2. A throw over to first. Fisher back in, standing up.
Yep, 1 for 2. Has reached base all 3 times. Reached on an error in the second, walked in the 4th, and doubled in the 1st.
Each time he's gotten over to third base, but not past third base.
It's a curse.
Fisher headed for second. Samora, the throw down there on the pitch. This one's wide to the first base side, off target, and Fisher slides in safe.
Much better effort there, though, than on the previous stolen base, but still the same result for the Outlaws. They'll take it. Man at second, nobody out. 1 on, 1 in. 6-4, Outlaws by 2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
No balls, 1 strike. That pitch called a strike. Here's the pitch from Randolph to Housekeeper. That drops in there. Tough breaking ball right there. That looked good from Randolph.
That was a nasty curve. That's a big league curve there.
Coming in on the hands. Housekeeper says, oh, that's inside, and then it just drops over the plate. Strike 2. Here's the 0-2. And that one, about the same thing. This time, a protection swing, a slow grounder to second, and Randolph. Good, quick play to get over to first base as Rathbun, the first baseman, couldn't quite get to it. Wenger picks it up, scoops it over to Randolph on first.
Yeah, the putout goes 4-1. Great job, as Ryan mentioned, by Randolph hustling over to cover. On the fielder's choice, Fisher takes third. So you've got 1 out, runner on third here with Will Kishbaugh, the cleanup man, digging in.
Kishbaugh started this game 2 for 2. A couple of singles, including an RBI single in the second, but then flew out to left field in his last at-bat. Big cut there, swing and a miss, strike 1.
He had ideas of his own round tripper on that one.
Outlaws with a run here in the bottom of the 6th to put themselves ahead by 2, 6-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Fisher on third. They're looking for 1 more. Kishbaugh, there's another nasty curve from Randolph for strike 2. We saw that same thing to Housekeeper.
That guy's more good-looking curves than a sports car dealership.
No balls, 2 strikes. Randolph winds up. Here's the 0-2. Kishpaw reaches out and flies it high into center field. This might be deep enough for the tag. Fisher's going to try, and it's dropped. Cody Palmer, he had it in the glove. He went to transfer it to make the quick throw in and dropped it to the ground. They're going to say Kishpaw is still out.
Right, that's the play that earlier this year, folks, in the big leagues for about the first 2 weeks would have been a big controversy, but that's the traditional way you're going to score that in baseball. Clearly, he had made a baseball play, made the catch out, dropped it on the exchange, as Ryan mentioned. Most likely wasn't going to throw him out. So RBI's sac fly there for Big Will.
That'll bring Hunter Hicks to the plate. Bases empty, 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th inning. Outlaws now lead with the 2 runs scored here in the bottom of the 6th. A 7-4 lead, 3-run lead for the Outlaws on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Hunter Hicks takes ball 1 way up high and outside. Hicks, again, the southpaw. He hits left, and we've seen him go, 2 for 3 today?
That's correct. And Hunter having himself a fine day, coming in at 347. You wouldn't expect anything less, really.
So Hicks will step back in. 1 ball, no strikes. Good-looking curve, and it does catch the corner as it drops and breaks back in toward the plate. Strike 1. Randolph looking in. Here's the 1-1 for Hicks. Swings on it and fouls it over the heads of his teammates in the dugout, third base side. Ball and 2 strikes now for Hunter Hicks. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Again, Outlaws ahead by 3 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Hicks steps back in. Here's the 1-2. The grounder down the first base side, and that gets right past Rathbun. He put his glove out. The ball took a hop right over the top of his glove and into right field.
I don't know about you, but I'd score that a clean single. Never got a glove on it. A little bit of a nasty hop. And with 2 outs, Mr. Hicks aboard at first base.
That'll bring Alex Richens to the plate. Richens hitting .364 this year, but he's 0 for 2 in this game. Walked and scored in the second, though. And now Randolph steps off the rubber, fakes the throw to first. Hicks back to the bag. Now he inches back out. Randolph now makes the throw, the pickoff move to first, but Hicks back in safe.
You know, as a pitcher, you get a little taste of blood picking one guy off. You want to pick some more
right.
off.
I don't know if Hicks is going to let that happen. He's smart. Now the ball into the glove, into the mitt of Samora, but he just kind of.
Yeah, I'd have to give that a pass ball.
Yeah.
It didn't touch the dirt, just skipped off his glove there, and I think he would tell you more than anybody he should have had that.
Yes. Just got a little bit lazy about really holding on to it. It skipped through, and Hicks now over to second, so another runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Richens, the 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Richens swings and misses. That one on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outlaws with 5 runs in the second, 2 more here in the 6th, and they lead 7-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, bottom of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch, 1-1 for Richens. Fouls it straight back over the backstop, up high. And Richens will have 1 more. Well, the 1-2 count here. And 2 outs. He's got a runner in scoring position. Hunter Hicks on second. Randolph looking to end this inning right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Richens strikes out swinging, and that's strikeout number 3, I believe, on the day for Randolph. The Outlaws able to get some offensive production here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs, 2 hits. I had, no errors and 1 runner left on base. 7-4. Outlaws lead by 3 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. We'll be back with the top of the 7th inning right after this on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston. Everything you need to update the flooring, cabinets, and countertops in your home. Rocky Mountain Massage. Chronic pain management, stress reduction, and overall sense of well-being. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. Big O Tires welcomes you.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile. Revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing. All the right service for all the right reasons.
Oil changes, fluid checks, healthy wipers, and the best tires. Big O Tires.
'Cause the extra miles, the way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
607 West Cheyenne Drive, Evanston.
Oh, the Outlaws with some production in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs on the 2 hits and now a 3-run lead. Little insurance. You love to get those little insurance runs and help you out, give you a little more padding. 7-4 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, heading for the top of the 7th inning. And now for your play-by-play, here's voice of the Evanston Red Devils and Evanston Outlaws, A.P. Harold.
Thanks, Ryan. And we're in Rock Springs, Wyoming, not Fenway Park in Boston, but Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond on the PA system. It's good stuff. That's baseball. And if you're a Tigers fan, you may not appreciate that between innings baseball tradition, but most sane people do. Pitch on the way to Cody Palmer, misses low and outside. In it for his 2nd inning now of work, Hunter Hicks for the Outlaws. Palmer, 1 for 3, struck out in the 1st, singled in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 4th. Getting things going here in the 7th, low and outside for ball 2, 2-0 to the leadoff man, number 10, the center fielder for the Generals of Rawlins, Wyoming, Cody Palmer. The 2-0 on the way. This one will catch the corner with an off-speed offering on the inside part of the plate, 2-1.
Good-looking pitch there from Hunter Hicks to catch that inside corner and not give Palmer anything he wanted to swing at.
Hicks into the line, the 2-1. 4th coming is fouled, nubbed really back to the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes, all in gray, trimmed in red with the red numerals. The red helmets are the technically visiting Rawlins Generals. Blue tops, white pants for your Evanston Outlaws. 2-2 on the way. Low and outside, all the way back to the screen. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Hicks did a real nice job in the top of the 6th. It got the Generals to go down 1-2-3. We'll see if he can keep that going here in the top of the 7th. Again, we're going to have a 9-inning game here at this district tournament. All the games 9 innings.
The way baseball was meant to be played. Nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff man here, Cody Palmer for the Generals, top half inning number 7. 3-2 on the way. This one is fouled off to the right, out of play. We'll do it all over again. 7-4 Outlaws on your Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And as Ryan's mentioned a few times, the game, a head coach for Rawlins, and that's Jonathan McNeese, may need some physical therapy after the game. He's dancing out of the way of a number of foul balls. This one is going to be chopped to the 3rd baseman. Great job of charging. Fires across high, and that'll be an E5 on Alex Richens. And advancing on the air all the way down to 2nd base will be Palmer, as that ball got away on the poor throw. So a 2-bag error, Ryan, on our fine 3rd baseman, Alex Richens, who did a great job of charging and fielding, but the firing part was a little bit off.
He really, by the time he got it, made the nice play to scoop it up. He had to make a hard throw, and he recognized that, and he just tried a little too hard, put a little too much on it, and went up high. And Kishpao did a nice job to get up there and knock it down and keep it from going any further away from first base.
Credit the alert base running of the leadoff man, Cody Palmer, leadoff of the inning, and their batting order, hustling on down to 2nd, getting in scoring position with nobody out. Nate Williams will stand in, right-handed hitter with an open stance. Coming set is Hicks. He delivers. This one is bounced to the shortstop, who's going to go to 3rd. And now back to short. They've got him in a rundown, covering over and making the easy at 3rd base is your pitcher, Hicks.
Oh, man.
So we will score that one 6-5-1 on the putout, as Palmer, with the poor base running, is retired for out number 1. Reaching on the fielder's choice, Nate Williams.
I got to explain my laugh because Cody Palmer, if you're not watching on K-9radio.com, you missed Palmer. He decided he's going for broke, heading for 3rd base. He slid in, and by the time he stopped, he was about 5 feet short of the bag, and Hicks just taps him on the helmet.
If we were playing with the 85-foot bases, it would have been a beautiful slide by Cody Palmer, but instead he ate some dirt head first. This one is going to be laced into left center field for a base hit, taking the turn to 2nd and cruising On into third is Williams, and a hustle, stand-up double for Lucas Randolph. And just like that, laughing no more, are we, at the escapades on the base paths of the Rawlins Generals, as they've got runners second and third with just one man down, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of big bad Lane Potiaz, who was 1 for 3, but that one connect, if you will, a 2-run tater back in the third.
Big opportunity here for the Generals, and you mentioned a crucial moment in the first inning. This could be another crucial moment right here.
Hicks delivers off-speed pitch, will catch the inside corner 0-1. Potiaz is a guy likely who wants to jump on a fastball, so he was likely on the initial offering sitting dead red and just tips his cap, metaphorically, if you will, to Hicks for getting that one in on the off-speed. And this one, swing and a miss, foul ball, back to the screen, got a piece of it, no balls, 2 strikes.
This is a good position for Hicks because now if he's smart, he's not going to give anything Potiaz, not going to give Potiaz anything he can really hit far.
Right. Remember who's in trouble. It's the hitter here. The 0-2 on the way, working from the wide. This one is going to be ripped, though, to left field. Going to fall in on one hop. Scoring from third is Williams. Advancing to third is Randolph. And on with an RBI single, Lane Potiaz. And Hicks, unfortunately, Ryan, did exactly what he shouldn't have and gave a fat pitch on an 0-2 to the cleanup man, who deposited for a sharp base hit RBI single to left.
And now the Potiaz, you said he was the tying run when he was at the plate. Now he's on first base. 7-5. Outlaw lead is just 2 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard.
You're exactly right, Ryan. And the go-ahead runner stands in for Rawlins in the form of Damon Wanger. Pitch is going to be a line just... Oh! No, not over and caught. It's going to be an easy double play. Beautiful catch there by shortstop Ian Fisher, who lobs it back to first to complete the double play as caught in no man's land, Lane Potiaz, and that will go 6-3 on the inning-ending double play. So for the Rawlins Generals in their half of the 7th, they do get a run. They do it on 2 hits, 1 big Outlaws error, and 1 man left on base. As we move to the 7th inning stretch, it's now 7-5 Evanston in the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. We're back in a moment on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws baseball at KNYN the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw baseball sponsors. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Hoover Chiropractic. Don't just mask the symptoms, cure your allergies with Dr. Hoover. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
A single run there in the top of the 7th for the Rawlins Generals. They got 2 in the first, 2 in the third, held scoreless in the 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, but now 1 more in the 7th, and it's a 2-run ball game. Outlaws with the lead, 7-5 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Bottom of the 7th, the Outlaws will have Robbie Nowicki, Austin Herford, and Alex Housekeeper. Bottom of the order. Now with your play-by-play, here's voice of the Evanston Red Devils and Evanston Outlaws, A.P. Harold.
Thanks, Ryan, and it's about time, turnabout fair play after 3 innings ended for the Outlaws. With questionable base running, the Generals turn around and hand us a gift double play, the little bleeder up the middle, which to me initially looked like it was going to go a little bit further. Obviously it did not. The soft liner caught by Fisher and Potiaz, as potent as he has been with his bat. That's how weak he was with that base running decision, and just an easy toss over to first for the double play.
In Potiaz's defense, I think he was called for, his coach said, let's get a steal or a hit and run here, and he had no chance.
I got you, yeah. So go on to the play, you're right, just tape. That's the shakes in baseball. And fortunately for Evanston, it worked out well. A 2-run lead for the Outlaws as we head to the bottom half of the 7th, 7-5 on the UNF Physical Therapy scoreboard. Robbie Nowicki will stand in. He is 0 for 2, laid down a sacrifice in the 2nd, bounced to the pitcher in the 3rd, flew out to center in the 5th. This one is fouled back our way. The count now No balls and a strike. Still out there on the mound, Ryan, and doing a good job of being an innings eater and keeping his team in the contest is big number 8, Lucas Randolph, the righty.
Outlaws have 12 hits in this ball game, the 7 runs, and they're just up by 2.
The second offering is also fouled back this way. It's stuck in the netting. No balls, 2 strikes. Our sure-handed cameraman, Adam Jackson, would have made that play had it come his way. Late inning defensive replacement. Swinging and missing, chasing that one way out of the zone, Robbie Nowicki, and he is down on 3 pitches.
Lucas Randolph has now struck out 4 different Outlaws, 3 different Outlaws, 4 strikeouts on the day.
Austin, number 13.
Nowicki showing some real frustration. He knows he chased that one as he heads for the dugout.
Excuse me, Ryan. Berta Herford digging in. Began the game on the mound, went 5 innings, moved over to second base. And he is going to line this one into right center field, and it's going to fall. Played on a couple of hops by center fielder Cody Palmer. And again, Herford reaches. He is now 2 for 4 with a run scored, also reached on an error. And the bottom of the lineup, the 8-man and the 9-man, Herford and Alex Housekeeper Ryan have done a great job for the Outlaws.
I've mentioned a couple times the positioning of the outfield for the Generals, that center fielder's cheating to left field, and that left that gap in the right center.
Taking a ball outside is Alex Housekeeper, 1-0. He is a perfect 2 for 2. 2 singles, an RBI, a run scored, also hit by a pitch back in inning number 5. Randolph comes set. The 1-0 on the way. Swinging and missing is Alex Housekeeper. The count evens a ball and a strike.
Housekeeper, I've been real pleased with how he's come out today. You know, just 2 at-bats this season, but the 2 singles today, an RBI, he's hit the ball well. He's been smart about his at-bats.
There's another A Housekeeper on the team, not just Austin, who can swing it. Alex Housekeeper, the number 9 man. The 1-1 on the way. Runner goes. Pitches high and inside. Throw down. It's going to be close play. Safe.
Oof.
Sliding in there underneath the swipe tag from the shortstop Lane Potiats. And Berta Herford, Ryan, with the stolen base.
I picked on Herford earlier this game for maybe a boneheaded base running play. That time he did real well. He saw the throw coming in a little bit inside toward the pitcher, toward the plate. He slid to the far side, outside of the bag, and that's what got him in there safe.
The 2-1 on the way. Low and outside, all the way back to the screen. A wild pitch. And hustling on down to third will go Berta. So he reaches on a single, swipes second, advances to third on the wild pitch. And with 1 out, we'll see here as we get into the later innings if Coach McNeese is going to elect to bring his infield in. So far, he has not.
First baseman coming in just a little bit there, Rathman, but nobody else really moved in at all.
The 3-1 on the way, and this one is line foul down the right field line. Count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. We are in Rock Springs, Wyoming, opening round of the 2014 American Legion Class A District Tournament. The winner of this afternoon's contest gets the host and upstart Rock Springs Archie Hay Ball Club, which thrashed Torrington earlier. 3-2 on the way, swing and a miss, and that is the second strikeout of the inning for Big Lucas, who's getting stronger evidently as the day wears on. And with 2 outs, we're back to the top of the order in Tucker Leland, who after striking out his first 2 at-bats, singled in the 3rd and then walked in the 6th.
On deck for the Outlaws, Ian Fisher, and you'd love to get Fisher up there with runners on the bags, an in scoring position ideally. But Leland, he's got a single today. He's a very good hitter, 329 on the season.
Pitch on the way is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. 7-5, Outlaws by a deuce on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard here with 2 outs and a runner on third for the Outlaws in the home half of inning number 7. From the wide, the 0-1 on the way. This one misses low and away. Nice stop in the dirt by the catcher, Dean Samora. Count evens a ball and a strike.
On third for the Outlaws, runner there is Austin Herford. He singled to get on, but with 2 outs, we need a base hit to get him across the plate.
Randolph's 1-1 swing and a miss as Leland chased one low and away. He's behind now, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Outlaws with a 2-run lead here would love to get one more run, especially in this opportunity with that runner on third, and pad that lead.
great-looking diamond here. They've done a phenomenal job with the field. The 1-2 on the way, a low and outside 2-2, and it is a lightning-quick infield. That grass is really trimmed. It's unlike the Wrigley Field. Oftentimes they would slow things down in the infield. This one, it's almost like the old AstroTurf of the Cardinals back when they had Whitey Ball in the mid-'80s. The 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss, strike three. He'll have to tag him out. Does Samora, and he does so. So striking out the side is Randolph, and the Outlaws no runs, one hit, no Rawlins errors, and a man left on base. We are through a full 7 from Rock Springs. The Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard reads Outlaws 7 and Generals 5. We're back in a moment on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Old West Stories and Productions. For all of your website and graphic design needs, call the marketing experts at this radio station, 789-8116. And by Old West Design, helping sports teams and businesses dress for success. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Telegram to good health. Click on the telegram at k-9radio.com. Uinta Physical Therapy. You have a choice of where you can get your treatment. Walmart of Evanston. Save money, live better. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
The Outlaws with a 7-5 lead on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, and now with the play-by-play in the top of the 8th inning, AP Harold.
Thanks, Ryan. Dean Samora lead things off. The catcher for Rawlins looks at a fastball low and inside 1-0. There's an old Chinese proverb that says, keep your cameraman hydrated or he will perish, even in the Wyoming sun. Adam Jackson getting some much-deserved water. We're glad he's still with us. 1-1 curveball falls in there.
I think that was called ball 2 up high.
Excuse me?
It looks good from here, but again, our angle not ideal.
I will refrain from umpiring, but Samora will not refrain from using the bat. He lines this one into left center field. A nice running catch by Tucker Leland.
Leland showing his quickness and speed out there in center field. I thought that was going to drop in the gap there in left center, but Leland got over to it, made the catch.
So Samora robbed of a leadoff base hit, and Tristan Rathbun, the left-handed first baseman, will dig in. 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. And the off-speed pitch catches the corner. 4-strike, 0-1.
Rathbun today, 0 for 2. He's got a couple of walks, as you mentioned, and the ground out to second.
The 0-1 on the way. Foul back to the screen. 0-2. Rathbun in the hole. This is Hicks now third inning in relief of Berta Herford. And he's done an outstanding job.
Giving up a couple of hits, just one run.
This one is tapped back to Hicks. He will make the catch and the easy toss over to Will Kishbaugh. And Rathbun is now 0 for 2 as he has retired 1-3, 2 men down, and that'll bring up Justin Cortez.
Cortez has struggled a bit today. 3 strikeouts, one in the first, in the third, another in the sixth.
Of course, in baseball, 3 strikeouts is the hat trick. 4 is the golden sombrero. 5, you don't want to see 5, that's the quinella.
How do you know that?
Just watching too much baseball as a kid. Strike with the off-speed pitch. Initial offering to Jordan Cortez. And growing up in the 1980s watching Braves baseball, unfortunately a lot of guys wore that golden sombrero around. This one is going to be 2, make it 3 wicked hops off the second baseman, Berta Herford. It'll scamper into short center field. content with the single will be Jordan Cortez. And I tell you what, Hereford, who earlier in the game nearly had a line drive knock him off in the face. I think he took that one a couple of hops off the noggin, and his teammates Ryan checking with him. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, good to see he's all right. It really took a funny bounce, and I think it did skip off his cheek or the side of his head.
So a Berta-seeking baseball here this afternoon in Rock Springs. And Colton Garlington, the number 9 hitter, is going to chop this one to third base. It's fielded, firing across the diamond, and not in time is Alex Richens.
That's actually Bo Lloyd on third now.
Excuse me, that's right. We've got a substitute in there, and Lloyd charged that ball but didn't have quite enough on the throw, even though he put his most into it. And hustling down the line for the infield single is Garlington. Cortez down to second. And so let's make a note that Lloyd...
The thing that happened on that was it took such a high hop, and it was just kind of a slow high hop. And by the time Lloyd got it, even a real strong throw wasn't in time.
So a little two-out rally here for Rawlins, down a pair, 7-5 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. Back to the top of the order, Cody Palmer takes a strike, 0-1. Hunter Hicks comes set, checks the runner at second, the 0-1 on the way. This one low and outside, and back to the screen. Runners advance to second and third. And do you have that as a pass ball or wild pitch? That's could go either way.
Yeah, that hit the dirt right where Housekeeper was trying to catch it behind
Give him
the
a wild
plate.
pitch.
I'd say a wild pitch.
And that's runners at second and third now, both in scoring position. 2 outs and a huge at bat here. The 1-1 on the way to the leadoff man, Cody Palmer, who can swing it. And this one is fouled back to the screen. And Hicks now ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The key here for Hicks, you got runners on second and third, and the runner on second represents the tying, possibly, the potential tying run. But with 2 outs, Hicks has got to focus on the batter.
The 1-2 from the wind. This one is ripped foul. Down the third base line will stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Outfield pretty much straight away and pretty shallow, my estimation, in right, although Housekeeper backing up a couple of steps. Cody Palmer on the day, 1 for 3, did single in the second. The pitch on the way, and this one is popped up. First baseman in foul territory wants it, and making the call and the catch is Kishbaugh, and that, fortunately for the Outlaws, will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 big bad Rawlins base runners left on base. We're through 7.5 from Rock Springs on the UNTA Physical Therapy scoreboard. Outlaws 7, Generals of Rawlins 2. We're back in a moment on the Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
I'm a 75-year-old woman who had a low back surgery. After surgery, I had a lot of pain in my left leg. My doctor ordered physical therapy, and I chose Mark Brinkerhoff. He gave me exercises that I could tolerate, and now I have no pain, and I can walk as I always did. Mark seems to be very knowledgeable and experienced. I am very happy with my results.
Bottom of the 8th inning here in Rock Springs at the South District Tournament. American Legion Baseball, the Outlaws lead 7-5 on the UNA Physical Therapy scoreboard. And pitching change for the Rawlins Generals. We're going to have Damon Wanger on the mound. And now with your play-by-play here for the bottom of the 8th inning is Adam A.P. Harold.
Thanks, Ryan. And Wanger coming in from second base. So both gentlemen who've started tonight or this afternoon at second base have come onto the mound. We'll see if it's just a straight flip-flop trying to find that out. They've got one reserve to the Generals, number 17, Bobby Bannon. And I believe that it is just a straight flip-flop. Is that right?
Yeah, I think Randolph is standing out there right next to his shortstop, Lane Podiatz, and a little bit looks like Randolph will be on second.
You went to physical therapy scoreboard as we head now to the bottom half of inning number 8. Outlaws 7, the Generals out of Rawlins, Wyoming 5. A 2-run lead and a little insurance, as they say, never hurts. And we've got the guys to do it, the 2-3-4 men. Leading things off, Ian Fisher, the shortstop. who is 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and I believe 3 ribbies. That's right. So Fisher having himself, Ryan, a fine afternoon.
We've seen a lot of times Fisher on the mound really helping himself out at the plate, getting the base hits, the runs scored, the RBIs. And, one thing really great about Fisher is I'd like to look at a number about when he gets on base, how often does he score? I'd just ballpark it at 60, 70% of the time. He really gets around the base pass and scores a lot of runs.
A great guy to have in the 2-hole, a great guy also to have leading off an inning as he does here in the home half of inning number 8. So Damon Wanger with his first pitch of the ball game in relief, and this one is skied a mile high to short right field. Coming in for the easy catch is Colton Garlington, and Fisher is now 2 for 5. That's out number 1. That'll bring up Austin Housekeeper, who is 1 for 3. Has also walked, as Ryan mentioned earlier, 3 times he's reached third base, has yet to cross the plate. In his most recent at-bat, he was retired 4-1 with the pitcher covering from second base. Pitch on the way is fouled off to the right, 0-1 to Big Austin Housekeeper.
Outlaws, Ian Fisher jumped on the first pitch he saw from Wanger. Now Housekeeper took a pretty good, healthy cut at that first pitch from Wanger. They're getting the pitches they like to see. We'll see if they can continue to get that a little deeper in the count.
Wanger from the wide, the 0-1 to Austin Housekeeper. Misses just outside, count evens at a ball and a strike.
Huge drop-off in velocity from Wanger, but I think we'll see a lot more off-speed, a lot more trying to hit spots from him than we did from Randolph.
The 1-1. This one is hit up the middle. Line drive coming in, making the play. Center fielder Cody Palmer showing some nice range there and makes a rather difficult play look rather routine.
He did. He covered a lot of ground to get to that where that ball was coming down and make that catch. That was a great play. Good speed by Cody Palmer. Good read.
First 2 Outlaws retired, fly out to right, line out to center, and Will Kishbaugh, the cleanup man, stands in. And Wanger from the wide delivers, and this one is hit a mile high into short left field, and it's going to drop in. A poorly judged ball by the left fielder, and hustling into second base safely is Kishbaugh. He's thinking about taking third on the overthrow, wisely throws on the brakes, and a bloop double for Kishbaugh. So with 2 outs, the Outlaws, Ryan, have a man in scoring position up to 7-5, bottom of the 8th on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard.
A bloop double, that tells you how high it got in the air. He was halfway to second base by the time it hit the grass. And a good hustle by Kishbaugh with the 2-out double. See if the Outlaws can take advantage of that as Hunter Hicks comes to the plate.
Kishbaugh 2 for 3, a sacrifice fly RBI, a walk. Hunter Hicks stands in, and the left-hander awaits Wanger's delivery, and he takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Wind has picked up a little bit here. It's shifted just a touch. We're kind of going straight out toward right field now, coming out of the west.
Hicks 3 for 4 with a run scored. And faking the throw to second is Wanger. And Kishbaugh the requisite return to the bag. The 0-1 forthcoming. And this one is going to be grounded weakly to the second. Zachary Fields tosses over to first to retire the side. That'll do it for the Outlaws in the home half of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no Rawlins errors, and a man left on base. We are through 8 complete from Rock Springs in the opening round of the 2014 Class A American Legion District Tournament. On the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, 7-5, Outlaws by 2. Back in a moment on Big O Tires of Evanston, presentation of Evanston Outlaws Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Davis Chiropractic, traditional chiropractor, traditional values with flexible payment plans. Aspen Grove Nursery, your full-service nursery. Uinta Physical Therapy, comprehensive assessment and treatment programs for your individual needs. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. The Casey Kukert Allstate Agency for all of your insurance needs, auto, home, boat, and recreational vehicles. See Casey Kukert, your Allstate agent. By Dirty Harry's Pet Wash. Clean house, clean car, clean clothes, why not a clean pet? Bath time can be magical. Make a splash today. Veterans are free at Dirty Harry's Pet Wash in the Monkey Shines Mall. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Top of the ninth inning here. The Outlaws with a 2-run lead, 7-5 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. And with 3 more outs, the Outlaws will get a win here in this ball game. I don't want to jinx them. We'll knock on wood and do whatever we have to. But Outlaws will bring in Ian Fisher to pitch in this top of the ninth inning as they try to close this one out.
Ryan, I like this move by Coach Kishpaw. Sure, you could say, hey, keep him for the next game. But look, you're only up 2 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, and you've got their 2, 3, 4 hitters due up in Williams, Randolph, and Podiatz. And Podiatz has already taken you deep once in this game. This is the right call, not a conservative call, a smart call by Coach Kishpaw.
The other part of it is, ideally Fisher gets out of this without throwing too many pitches, and he can still start tomorrow.
Absolutely. Be the best of both worlds.
Right. That's what you got to know. That's what Coach Kishpaw and the Outlaws are hoping for here. So that with Fisher moving to the mound, we have Hunter Hicks moves back to second base. Austin Herford back over to shortstop. So Austin Herford at short. We've also still got Bo Lloyd back in there at third base. He came in for Alex Richens an inning ago. Will Kishpaw stays at first, I believe, or did Kishpaw? Now Kishpaw's behind the plate. And that must be a preference thing for Ian Fisher. He wants Kishpaw behind the plate. And it looks like Austin Housekeeper will now be at first. Alex Housekeeper, I assume, in right field.
So changes galore.
Let's see if we can get adjusted to those changes. Again, this is, if you're the Generals, this is right where – if you're down by 2, you're at the part of the lineup right where you want to be. Hitters 2, 3, 4. Nate Williams, the third baseman, number 4, will lead off here in the top of the ninth. Ian Fisher on the mound for the Evanston Outlaws.
Yeah, if you told a team that's 9-34 coming into the game that you could have your 2, 3, 4 guys up and you're only down 2, you'd take it.
In the top of the ninth inning. So far in this game, Nate Williams, was he 1 for 4? A single and a run scored in the first. He'll take strike 1 from Fisher. That hits the outside corner and breaks outside.
Nate Williams batting for the Generals.
So no balls and a strike. Lloyd playing in a bit tight there at third. Here's the pitch. And a late swing. Williams couldn't decide if he wanted to swing or not. He takes a real late cut and misses strike 2.
I had him looking silly on that one, but I'd look even worse up there. Trust me, Nate.
No balls, 2 strikes. Fisher winds up. Here's the pitch. That one just misses outside, maybe a bit low as well.
I like the difference in velocity on his off-speed stuff and his fastball. Very difficult for the batters.
So Fisher winds up. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, a high fly ball into shallow center field. Leland coming up, and he'll make the catch. 1 down. Fisher gets the first batter in 4 pitches. And, one key, I think, is I guess you can't get ahead of yourself. You got to get the win, but ultimately you'd like to keep pitch count real low for Fisher so that he's not getting anywhere near the point where his arm might be a little bit tired.
Absolutely. If you're Fisher, you don't want to nibble. Go right after these guys. You've got the 2-run cushion. 2 outs to go. Here's Lucas Randolph.
Lucas Randolph, the number 3 hitter, 3 doubles in this ball game. He thought about chasing a high fastball, holds off. It's ball 1.
And again, the winner of this game, folks, gets homestanding Rock Springs, which is a very misleading assignment as they're the quote-unquote 4 seed.
Here's the 1-0. That misses way outside from Fisher.
But, Ryan, they hammered the top seed from the other side of the state in the opening game earlier this afternoon.
18-7, the final score in that one, and I think a 13-run 6th inning for Rock Springs just blew it open. Fisher winds up. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and a long line drive down the left field line. Just foul. Just 4 or 5 feet foul is all. Makes the count 2 balls and a strike.
And I said earlier this afternoon, heck, our game scheduled to start at noon, so it was a morning game, and you might say that Torrington never got off the bus or never woke up.
Yeah, and it was close. We got here, just before that rally started.
5-3.
It was 5-3. It was a close game. Rock Springs had the lead.
Put them into a sleeper hold late.
Lucas Randolph at the plate, steps back in, 2 balls and a strike. Fisher winds up. Here's the 2-1. Drops in there, strike 2. That one looked inside and just drops back over the plate. And the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Textbook curve.
Randolph steps back in and waits. Fisher, the windup, 2-2, misses outside. Fisher, I think he wanted to catch that outside corner down low, but got a bit too far out there, and it's...
And now, if you're Fisher, you just want to throw your best fastball. If this guy hits it out, big deal. You don't want to walk this guy and then put Lane Podiatz up there.
Here's the full count pitch, misses outside. It gets away from Kishpa, and Randolph hustles down to first.
And that appeared to me to be something besides a fastball, and I'm not sure why you would throw that in this situation. But it was thrown, it's a walk, and now the tying run in the form of a guy, the cleanup hitter who's already taken us deep earlier today, stands in, Lane Podiatz.
Fisher with 11 pitches so far in this top of the 9th inning. Outlaws with a 2-run lead, a runner on first, 1 out. On the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, Lane Podiatz. First pitch, outside, just off the corner. The breaking ball didn't quite catch that outside front corner.
And you know Podiatz is looking for a fastball to yank.
Podiatz, 2 for 4 in this one? 3 RBIs, including the 2-run homer over the center field fence. Short lead at first. And now heading for second, long line fly ball into left field. This one hop and to the fence. Nowicki goes out. He'll throw it in. 1 run will score all the way around from first. Comes Lucas Randolph, and it's a 1-run ball game. The big RBI single by Lane Podiatz. Or RBI double, excuse me.
So Podiatz gets the job done as he doubles off the left center field wall, and that cuts it to a 1-run lead for Evanston, 7-6 in the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. He's 3 for 5 now, and 180 feet away from tying this game up is Big Lane out at second. Here's Damon Wanger, now the pitcher.
Wanger 2 for 4 in this one, a couple of singles, 2 RBIs. And he's looking for a base hit here with 1 out, and the tying run on second in scoring position. The pitch inside gets away from Kishpa. Back to the screen, and now the tying run at third base.
And with that wild pitch, Ryan, we're going to have to bring our infield in. We've got just 1 out, and the tying run in this ball game here in the top of the 9th inning is at third base, and I'd be shocked if we didn't bring the infield in.
Lloyd comes in tight there at third. Housekeeper even with the bag at first, and at second and short
we're conceding the run up the middle.
1 ball, no strikes for Damon Wanger. Fisher, here's the windup, the pitch, back up the middle. Fisher looks to third, throws to first. Easy out there. Nice quick glove by Fisher.
And when I said up the middle, I didn't mean the pitcher, so a great stab there by Fisher. If that gets through, that's not only a run scored, but a base hit. But now you can play the infield conventionally. 2 outs, tying runner at third.
Big moment here. Outlaws up by 1, 7-6 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. 2 outs, a runner on third. That's the tying run right there as Dean Samora comes to the plate. Fisher winds up. The pitch misses outside. Good movement by Kishpa to keep that in front of him.
And I tell you what, I'd stay away from the off-speed stuff because of the risk of the wild pitch. I don't think Samora can hit a lively Fisher fastball, but certainly Podiatz can trot home on a wild pitch.
Yeah. Fisher, 1 for 4 in this one, a single in the first. Grounded out a few times and lined out to center. He squares around, pops a bunt up, straight up high, but back over the backstop. And for the Generals, Samora just dodged a bullet with that.
Yeah, interesting play call there, if you will, from Coach McNeese. With 2 outs, not only does that bunt have to get down to score the man from third, but Samora, with catcher speed, obviously has to reach first.
Right.
A little bit of a surprising selection there from the bag of tricks from Coach McNeese.
Catch the Outlaws off guard, maybe. Here's the 1-1 for Samora. Again, squares around, shows bunt. The pitch comes in there, and it was up high and away, but Samora held the bat out there, strike 2.
So 1-2.
the scoreboard says 2-1, but I'm quite sure the umpire said strike on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs here. And the umpire just did indicate 1 ball, 2 strikes. So here's the big pitch. Nope, Samora takes a quick timeout to step out of the batter's box.
And I'd like to see a high and away fastball. No danger of a wild pitch, but unhittable.
Fisher winds up. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball game. Evanston Outlaws win 7-6 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard in the first round of this district tournament. A tight one, a close one, and the Outlaws hold on for the victory. Big pitch right there to get the strikeout by Ian Fisher.
And an outstanding ball game in terms of excitement. Cliffhanger all the way through. 7-6 your final on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. The Rawlins Generals fight us tooth and nail. They fall to 9-35, but tip your cap to these guys. A lot of teams coming in with that kind of record would have just laid down. They fought to the bitter end. Evanston, though, gets the win and advances tomorrow night. It'll be a primetime affair. And we've got the, don't let this seed mislead you, the 4 seed, but host Rock Springs, who whipped, pasted, lambasted, thrashed, hashed, and mashed Torrington earlier today by double digits. We'll have that game first pitch at 7 and coming on air at 6:45. But this one, Ryan, fantastic win as 3 of the Outlaws do the old flying chest bump together there. They're excited. Glory Days by Bruce Springsteen is playing, and the Outlaws now are in the semifinals.
They know that they have reason to celebrate because this was a big one to win for the Evanston Outlaws here against the Rawlins Generals. A solid victory. 7-6 the final score on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Stay tuned. We'll have your postgame show coming up. We'll talk with Coach Jed Kishpaw during that postgame show. That's all on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog. 99.1 FM KNYN Evanston, Wyoming. And you can watch online live at k-9radio.com.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston. Everything you need to update the flooring, cabinets, and countertops in your home. Rocky Mountain Massage. Chronic pain management, stress reduction, and overall sense of well-being. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. Big O Tires welcomes you.
Big O Tires, we go the extra mile, revving up the service to make you smile. We're in the business of customer pleasing, all the right service for all the right reasons.
Oil changes, fluid checks, healthy wipers, and the best tires. Big O Tires.
'Cause the extra miles, the way we go, we got you covered at Big O.
607 West Cheyenne Drive, Evanston. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Castle Rock Chevrolet, your hometown dealer. Hoover Chiropractic. Don't just mask the symptoms, cure your allergies with Dr. Hoover. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston. Let T-Bar fix your car. Old West Stories and Productions. For all of your website and graphic design needs, call the marketing experts at this radio station, 789-8116. And by Old West Design, helping sports teams and businesses dress for success. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Welcome back to the post-game show here on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com. Joining us now here on the post-game show is Coach Judd Kishpaw of the Evanston Outlaws. Coach, adding up some stats there. Your thoughts on the win today, 7-6 over the Rawlins Generals?
We're a little happy. I think we should have held them a little better. Their top 4 batters are pretty solid.
Yeah.
And we started down in our order of our pitching lineup. Missing McDonald hurts us a little bit, but it's a good closeout by Fisher and a good win for Berta.
Did you get a pitch count on Fisher? And I expect you'll still plan to start him tomorrow?
Yeah, I think he's under 12, so we are going to – well, we haven't determined yet if we're going to start him or not. It depends. If Bloom goes, I think we'll start him head-to-head. We want to keep him down a little bit. Like I say, if we had one more pitcher in our lineup, I think we'd feel a lot better. Pitching, we'll just kind of play it by ear when we get there tomorrow.
You've told me dozens of times this season that you want your team around 8 to 10 hits in a game. You had 14, I think,
14,
today?
I showed 15.
15?
That's okay, yeah. Our hits were okay. We get a little ahead of ourselves trying to crush the ball, and so that's why we kind of struggled with Leland at the plate there at the beginning, but he finally got one base hit. But really everybody did pretty well. I think everybody ended up with one hit.
Base running was an issue today. You guys missed some opportunities to score with runners on second and third and some bad decisions on the base paths.
That's lack of experience, missing games, missing practices, and that's one of those things. We've got somebody on 1 and 3. These guys, for whatever reason, don't like to throw down to 2, so stay home third base and just let him get his base. That's kind of what we're doing. It's in his head now. It won't happen again.
Right.
And then, we had the little pick-off at first. And same thing, lack of playing and practice. That does it to you.
On the bright side, you get the win. That puts you in a great position heading into the rest of this weekend.
Yeah, it does. We're still on the winner's side. We're in the semis tomorrow. We get that win, we can end up number 1.
Did you watch any of that Rock Springs game against Torrington? How big was that? A surprise or not at all with that win for Rock Springs?
No, it's funny, and I was talking to you. They're the most underrated 4 team here. They're a lot better than their record shows in conference. Their regular record was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
We're just Rock Springs is going to bring it. They're the team to beat right now, so we're going to give them heck.
You're 2-2 against them in conference play this season. You swept them at Evanston. They swept you here. The second one was a real close extra inning game.
It was, and then we had a few mistakes on that first game, and we could have made some changes. So that should have been a close game also. We ended up losing with that same exact play right there at third base with the same kid. I think we're past that now. So he knows. He knows. We all know. We're trying to cheer each other up instead of getting down on them.
So tomorrow you want to see some better base running. What other things do you feel like you want to do better to get a win over Rock Springs tomorrow?
A little more solid contact. I still see way too many shots just hitting the ball instead of placing the ball. We need to put those in those gaps. We don't need to crush the ball on any of these teams. We know our small game is probably better than anybody else's if we need to use it. We've been working so much on bunts. I'm talking 40 throws a night to each kid, and they're all solid. If I call on one of them, they're all going to lay a good bunt down.
We saw that in the early innings. Was it?
Yeah, Robbie Nowicki.
Robbie, yeah.
Called him up. He knows his role. A lot of kids don't like that, but they got to learn this is for the team, and that gave us that win right there. That sack bunt.
That was big. That was good.
Yep.
Anything else you want to touch on today, Coach?
Nope, just excited for tomorrow.
Hey, congratulations on the win today.
We needed it.
Yes.
Yep.
Good. Thank you for coming to join us, talk with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, take care.
All right. That's Coach Judd Kishbaugh here on the postgame show on a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog, K9 99.1 FM, with video live online at k-9radio.com.
And now, Kay Rossiter talks about her physical therapy experience working with Mark Brinkerhoff at Uinta Physical Therapy.
I had both of my knees replaced at the same time a little bit over a year ago, and Mark was my therapist, and he put me through some really strange things, but it must have worked because I was back at work in less than 3 weeks, and when I went for my 6-month checkup to my surgeon, I was at a point where I should have been at a year. I would recommend Mark Brinkerhoff and Uinta Physical Therapy to anyone.
This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Telegram to good health. Click on the telegram at k-9radio.com. Uinta Physical Therapy. You have a choice of where you can get your treatment. Walmart of Evanston. Save money, live better. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com. This Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaws American Legion Baseball is being brought to you by these Outlaw Baseball sponsors. Davis Chiropractic. Traditional chiropractor, traditional values with flexible payment plans. Aspen Grove Nursery, your full-service nursery. Uinta Physical Therapy, comprehensive assessment and treatment programs for your individual needs. Evanston Outlaws Baseball on the Big Dog at KNYN 99.1 FM with live video online at k-9radio.com.
Outlaws win here today, 7-6 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Rawlins took an early lead, 2 runs in the first inning. Outlaws answered with 5 runs in the second and held that lead the rest of the way. They picked up 2 more runs in the sixth for the total of 7. Rawlins kind of nickeled and dimed here and there, I guess you could say. 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the third, another in the seventh, another in the ninth, but not quite enough. They had an opportunity, but just couldn't quite get that last run across as Ian Fisher came in, held on for the save for the Outlaws, who win 7-6 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard and set themselves up. They keep themselves, as Coach Kishpaw mentioned it to me just a few minutes ago, they're happy about it because they kept themselves on that winner's side of the bracket.
Absolutely, that's really, really big, and you get the extra rest too. You've got until first pitch a little over 28 hours, Ryan, and that allows you to regroup this time of the year. Sure, it's not big league ball where you're playing 162 games, but if you are playing a lot of games, guys are banged up a bit. Gives you a chance to catch your breath, assess everybody mentally and physically, and get ready for a really big ball game tomorrow night. First pitch, 7, will be on air at 6:45 because the winner of that ball game, Ryan, is not only in the finals, but is guaranteed to advance to the state tournament next week. And right. Evanston, even though we are the 2 seed, correct me if I'm wrong, in our half of the state district-wise, and Rock Springs is the 4. The way Rock Springs has been playing, the fact that they're playing at home, the fact that we have some guys out with injury, I dare say we're not the favorite in that game. But anything can happen. A big win for Evanston, that 5-run explosion in the second inning, really the key offensively, and then some great work by some guys setting up Ian Fisher for the save. Berta and Hicks, guys further down in your rotation who do just enough to get you the W.
Austin Herford, the winning pitcher in this one, 5 innings pitched, struck out 3, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, just 2 walks in the game, and he gets the win. And he's really, if you look at the Outlaws pitching rotation, most of this season, he's been about number 4 or 5 guys, so you got to hand it to him. And then Hunter Hicks coming in, he did very well. I think he allowed, couple hits, just the 1 run in 3 innings of work. So you got some good bullpen, good relief from Hunter Hicks, and then Ian Fisher coming in to finish it off.
The 3-headed monster of Berta, Hunter, and Ian.
Right.
We'll take that BHI, taking care of business there and moving the Outlaws on to a big semifinal contest tomorrow night against the host, Rock Springs Archie Hay Ball Club.
Quickly for the Outlaws, Tucker Leland, 1 for 4, a run scored. And correct me if I'm wrong on any of these, AP. Ian Fisher, 2 for 5, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Austin Housekeeper went 1 for 4. And Will Kishpaw, 3 for 4, couple RBIs. Hunter Hicks, 3 for 5 with a run scored. Alex Richens, 0 for 3, but he did walk in the second and scored a run. Robbie Nowicki, 0 for 3 rather. He had a great sacrifice bunt that, as Coach Kishpaw mentioned,
really a key to the game.
Made it gave them one more run, and that was the key to the ball game right there. So 0 for 3 for Nowicki, but that sacrifice bunt. Austin Herford 2 for 4, a run scored and an RBI, and Alex Housekeeper 2 for 3 with a run and an RBI.
Yeah, when your 8-9 guys go 4 for 7 with a ribby, 2 runs scored, hit by a pitch, that's just outstanding production from the bottom 22.2%, if you will, of your batting lineup. Those guys stepped up big for the Outlaws.
15 hits, 7 runs, 10 runners left on base. You want to improve on that, improve on the base running, just be a little smarter out there, right?
Yeah, I think especially the base running. When you have 14 or 15 hits, however you want to score it, you're going to have some guys left on base. That's okay. But the base running blunders, totally unacceptable. And I'll tell you this, folks, if we have even half that number of base running blunders tomorrow against Rock Springs, then it's Katie bar the door. Rock Springs will only win. They'll win big. But as Coach Kitchpaw says, that some of that is inexperience and youth. Some of that is just the fact that in summer you get guys for other activities, injuries, vacations, whatnot, missing practice. But the bottom line is the lineup tomorrow night, 6:45 coverage, 7 o'clock first pitch, and the winner, whether it's host Rock Springs or your Evanston Outlaws, is guaranteed a berth not only in the finals of district, but even more importantly, an automatic advance to the state tourney next week.
Earlier today, Rock Springs, Archie Hay Post 24 blasted Torrington 18-7. That sets up this matchup tomorrow night for the Outlaws against Rock Springs. The other games, Riverton Raiders will take on the Laramie Rangers in just a few minutes here in Rock Springs. Guernsey Grizzlies forfeited. They're done. Green River Knights have a bye essentially for this evening, and then they'll play the winner of Riverton and Laramie tomorrow in the other game on the championship
I've
side
heard
of the
a
bracket.
lot of good things about that Laramie Ball Club. Interested to see how they fare, and it would be great to see an Evanston-Laramie final. But you know what? We can afford to look ahead potentially as just the meager broadcasters. The kids, the coaches, they've got to focus on a big matchup with the host Rock Springs Ball Club tomorrow. And again, I want to tip my cap to the folks who put on the event here in Rock Springs. Truly an A-plus affair in terms of the way they keep the field, the way they treat fans, visiting media of all sorts. Just some really classy folks here that run this organization.
A very well-organized tournament. Nice just real fun to be here. So, again, Outlaws win 7-6 on the Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard. Make sure to join us tomorrow night when the Outlaws take on the Rock Springs Archie Hay Post 24 in the championship brackets, the semifinals. The winner will move on to play for the championship, and the winner will automatically get a bid to make it to state, as AP has mentioned. This has been the Evanston Outlaws post-game show here on KNY in the Big Dog in Country, 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com. This has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Once again, our final score on today's Uinta Physical Therapy scoreboard, 7-6. The Outlaws win. Join us tomorrow night pregame at 6:45 with the first pitch at 7 o'clock as the Outlaws take on Archie Hay Post 24 Rock Springs. Again, on the air, 6:45 pregame tomorrow night right here on the Big Dog, 99.1 FM with video live online at k-9radio.com. Until then, go Outlaws.
You've been listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw American Legion Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog in Country, 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com. Today's game has been brought to you by these Outlaws supporting businesses and individuals. Big O Tires, the team you trust, by Castle Rock Chevrolet, Hoover Chiropractic, T-Bar S Body Shop and Technoglass of Evanston, Old West Stories and Productions, Dirty Harry's Pet Wash, Old West Design, Telegram to Good Health, Allstate Casey Cookert Agency, Walmart of Evanston, Ogden's Flooring and Design of Evanston, Rocky Mountain Massage, Aspen Grove Nursery, Davis Chiropractic, and your scoreboard sponsor for today's broadcast was Uinta Physical Therapy. Thank you for listening to a Big O Tires of Evanston presentation of Evanston Outlaw American Legion Baseball on KNY and the Big Dog in Country, 99.1 FM with video online at k-9radio.com. KDAX9radio.com.